not been the flamie of old in this entire run so far?
But what is the flamie of old? I'm a little bit confused about that. I don't really know how good he is. I mean, when you look at his statistic, I was just looking this up. In 2018, his average lane rating was 1.01, which is below average for a guy like flamie, and especially on a team like Navi. But his major statistics are insane.
Yes, he always steps it up.
Always steps it up in the major. And that major in 2018, he averaged 1.24 of rating. You know, that's a huge step.
That's like what someone like Device would have if they were the MVP of the major, by the way.
Exactly. So what is flamie? I feel like he's a player who steps up to the occasion when it really matters the most, but he needs to be better at tournaments like these. Cologne is not a major. It's a huge tournament, though, so I expect nothing less today. Flamie is here to play.
Flamie's words, he said, it's different when you know the whole world of competitive Counter-Strike is watching. That's what ESL Cologne is to him. We just said he performs when he feels the pressure is on, when he feels that it is that blockbuster Hollywood moment coming. And well, it starts versus the Ninjas in Pajamas. Let's switch to the Swedes for a moment, though. This is a strange one. With NRG, we framed it as they've just brought in a new in-game leader. They will be sated and satisfied. You see what I'm going for? Sated and satisfied with the quarterfinals. With the Ninjas, they've just brought in Plopsky, and, well, they're in the quarterfinals, but I don't think anyone expected them to be here, Duncan.
No, that's their core strength, is they are the team who have nothing to lose. This is only one lineup for this one LAN. They were actually probably thinking this is going to be our warm-up for the major, where we're going to use a different lineup anyway, and let's test this new guy out, see what he's made of, you know, try a few different roles. We heard maybe they'll transition some of the older names out of the lineup. Instead, all of a sudden, they find themselves in the playoffs. Of all the teams you could play at this point in time, a beatable opponent, someone who struggled themselves, who's had some close games. Like I said, certainly could have lost to the guys from Mouse Sports. So if you're an IP, yes, you are definitely the underdog. Everyone's expecting Simple to go ham, they're expecting Navi to win, have that better map pool. But it's not like NIP have never been in this position before. They kind of are the masters of the upset.
On the other side of the coin, though, if the biggest positive thing you can find about NIP right now is the fact they have nothing to lose, then it also paints a kind of dull picture, right?
Sure.
They got, I wouldn't say lucky, I don't think it's the format's mistake that they're here. They obviously played the games in order to get here, and especially the game they played yesterday against Astralis in that best of 3. They pushed them all the way on 2 maps in a row. Absolutely. That was very impressive by NIP, but it is, as you said, the biggest strength they have right now is the fact they have nothing to lose, and if that's all you got, then that's a lot to rely on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it means hopefully, though, they play a bit loose, though. I hope that the pressure doesn't get to them, and they just try and give us a good game. And if that means it yields a win, great, because you know what? Navi was kind of in that position against the Charlottes last year. Everyone said 3 maps, like, you're not going to win in third or decider. No one thought that Zeus would drop 30. Like, sometimes these things happen. You just have to facilitate them happening.
And throughout all of this, the legacy that is NIP, there has been a coaching presence, admittedly an intermittent one, and Pitta, he's been in and out, shaking it all about for so long. Let's actually hear from the man himself about coaching the Ninjas in Pajamas and getting this ragtag squad game ready.
Standing here with Pitta before we get into the match right here at ESL Cologne for these guys, a quarterfinal. They've got Navi, and it's not going to be an easy day, but Pitta has taken the opportunity to come and talk to me a little bit about the path up to this point. You guys have put on quite the fight. Dare I say, you surprised in beating Vitality first, and then we find ourselves here. Maybe we talk a little bit about Astralis, because that one was one that really went all the rounds all the way. What happened on Dust 2?
First off, we started off as T. We didn't get any rounds going at all. I think we won the pistol round. We lost the upcoming force buy. I think Astralis did a really, really good CT side. Our T side wasn't that good, but it wasn't bad, but they played extremely good on CT. Going into the second half, I told the guys, like, if we get the pistol, I think we have a shot. We lost the pistol. I was like, okay, this will be really tough, but we managed to win the force buy. And we got round by round, and we managed to get to 15-15. So it was a really good comeback, but unfortunately we couldn't seal the deal in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, the CT side looked phenomenal. That's where you put your string of rounds together. What was it that, I guess, was said? What was the approach? What was the big plan behind the scene?
I mean, I think our CT side has been really good this event. I don't know how many rounds we have lost on CT except for Inferno yesterday. We have put a lot of focus on our CT sides. Before we have always gone into looking on T sides. Now we're looking more into CT. Details about it, I don't know if I should say it,
don't
but
do that.
yeah.
All right, yeah, save some of the strategy. Look, you guys got a new blossoming player in Plopsky. So talk to me a little bit about him and his experience here, because for all intents and purposes, this is the big time. This is the big show for Plopsky. Is he nervous?
I hope so. I really do. I mean, first, like 17 years old, first big event, and instantly going to the quarterfinal. Like a month ago, I had him like a prospect for a couple of months, and I think it was maybe a month ago. I told my CEO, I said, we need to get this guy. I think he will be really good, talented, and he will be a good player in the future. Whatever happens now, if he bottoms frags or top frags, doesn't matter. I just want him to enjoy the stage, enjoy the fans. It's a lot of NIP fans here, so this is just experience for him. Whatever happens, I'm proud of him, and the future. In 1 year, that's when I will have expectations on him.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of experience to be had just playing on this stage right here. For Plopsky, this has got to be a monumental moment. But speaking of moments, there's a guy on the other side of the server. His name's Simple. Do you have an answer for him? Are you going to be able to stop him? Perhaps the precise nades. I mean, what is the real game plan to shut this guy down? Hell, Electronic too. None of them can be taken lightly.
Yeah, I mean, I think Simple should maybe change his nickname to Not Simple. Yeah, it's not easy to play against him. But I think like if we approach their game as a team, we don't give him those kind of openings, those kind of kills that he wants. We just need to stay back and let him come to us.
Well, that's what he's going to do. One last thing, I'm going to let you go. There are a lot of NIP fans out there right now. Can you look down the barrel and tell them something? Tell them, rile them up.
I'm lost for words. As soon as we came in, we just heard NIP chants. Please, guys, for Plopsky, for a new player, let's make some noise for him, and let's have a great match. And yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. NIP versus Navi. It's almost time for our second quarterfinal.
Pitta seems to think there's a lot of ninjas in pajamas fans in the Lanxess Arena. Let's do a quick test. Do we have any NIP fans? I thought so. It's going to be NIP taking on Navi. And an interesting little tidbit there is the power of their CT sides. I just took a glance, and it was admittedly a brief one, but it's all double digits. Against Vitality, they didn't get a single round against the CT side of NIP. Against Heroic, they're in 11 rounds, 10 rounds. It's all double digits. Clearly, there is a strength in this NIP roster, despite the roster mania, Jacob.
There definitely is. The problem for them is they're going up against Electronic, Simple, and now bumyc as well. We talked about him, you know, what does he offer to this Navi lineup? What does he actually bring? And what Simple said in the interview, what flamie have said as well, is the fact that he always creates chaos around him. He's sort of like the second entry fragger for that team now. So I think NIP is going to have a tough time dealing with his appearance as well. When you have Simple to back him up, you have Electronic to back him up. When as you play for Vitality, you saw it in the first game here, they play as a pack, they play as a unit. Navi is not like that. Navi is a little bit more fragile, Navi is a little bit more all over the place, and then it's up to Simple to close it out. And what we've seen so far in this tournament, he's been able to do it.
Maybe the battleground where Simple is playing his favorite video game will determine it. So maps, you want to set the scene a little bit here, Duncan? I imagine there is a bit of a weird one that neither team has a particularly concrete map pool with roster changes.
Well, the most interesting thing is, as you look into this tournament now, you think of the old Navi. So you see here, they banned Dust 2. Well, Navi was picking Dust 2 earlier in this tournament. So that already tells you right there. If you ask me, they're thinking to themselves, well, there was a team called NIP. Their brand new lineup. Maybe we don't want to play them on Dust. It seems perfectly logical to me. You've already lost some Dust 2. And NIP responds as the courtesy Vertigo ban, which is normally Navi's permaban. So let's just get that out of the way immediately. Navi actually very rarely float their permaban, so they must know that NIP was going to do it. Great. In terms of picks here, the problem for Navi is a lot of the maps you want to pick, maybe Train or considering like Inferno.
Overpass?
Well, Train used to. Overpass is certainly in the mix there. Those used to be really good maps for NIP, but that was the old lineup. So who can really know what it's going to be like with the new NIP lineup? Yeah,
it's a very good question. As for NIP, what do they pick as well? I don't think they have a go-to pick against Navi. I think it's going to be a little bit weird right here. I think
got the cheeky Inferno pick.
I'm surprised they didn't go for Train. I think Navi is a better team on Train, and NIP haven't looked solid on Train at all. But Navi, once again, I think going with Inferno, that's a map, especially in an arena like this, you can always feel comfortable that you know what you're doing. It's always going to be a close game, and if you feel that you're the better team and you have a Simple in your team, you feel you're going to edge that out. Not to forget that Electronic potentially is the best CT player in the world on that set map. So we got a lot of strings going for you right there. Whereas for NIP picking Mirage, that's a problem right there, I feel, because NIP are not supposed to be good on Mirage. They're not known to be good on Mirage. And Navi, they're quite good.
Okay, so perhaps a bit of a comfortable zone for
I would
NIP.
assume that the second ban is supposed to be Nuke there, and that is Train as the decider there. Just a graphical error. As a result, Navi is going to get Train as the third map. I actually think this is a really great map pull for them. I know why Nips had to do it. They probably have a limited map pool. They're practicing with someone in a not a normal 5-man lineup. They've kind of had to play into Navi's strong suits, and their logic is, we're just going to have to play better than you on your best maps.
Right. I mean, I'm looking at the previous games we've seen from NIP. That's all we've got to go on, this sample size. They played Inferno against Heroic, and that they picked it. I mean, clearly there is a willingness to play it, even if it is an experimental
one of the best maps, sure.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand how much of a picture I can paint of a potential NIP upset here.
I think there's a decent amount of chance for NIP making this a close game. I think what we saw yesterday against Astralis in particular gave me hope that they can do the same to Navi here today. Also considering the maps, I don't think Navi are too comfortable with this map pool. I think it's a middle ground for both teams. Goes for Mirage as well. It's a map NIP haven't played with this new lineup. They haven't played it in 2 months. In fact, official games in any kind of tournament, not even online. So it's all like coming into uncommon territory. And if you want to prepare for a team like NIP who hasn't, had a lot of practice with the new guy, then you really can. Like, it's just you're going in blind and you don't really know what to expect. The problem for NIP in that regard is, though, that if there's one player who is good at handling unforeseen changes, it's simple. He's so versatile. He's so good at adapting. So it's not necessarily a disadvantage for Navi coming into this one. Yeah,
of course, Dust2 was banned. It was where NIP got this dream run started, of course, up against Vitality, who we have just seen lock themselves in for the semi-finals. We are going to start tying this one up and putting a bow on it. Duncan, he says there's a chance for it to be close. Is there a similar sentiment from you?
Yeah, because I mean, if you asked me to speculate, why did they have these great CT sides? It's because CT side tends to be more about individual skill, like what connections do you have? Well, obviously 4 of the players are traditional lit players. They've been playing quite a while, so you'd expect there to be some comfort level on that side. T-side's going to be a different question, but then again, with the whole boomic equation, we can't really be sure what Navi turns up yet.
That's true. I mean, we haven't seen boomic show up, and perhaps he, in a similar vein to flamie, will show up when the pressure is on, and the pressure is going to be certainly on in about 5 minutes' time. It's nearly game time, and it's time for the Vodafone view. So let's head over there.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Alex and the desk. I'm up here with Moses at the Vodafone View, and I'm going to try and break down a little bit and get some comments about this game that's coming up, Navi and NIP. It's going to be amazing. You looking forward to it, Moses?
Yeah, I am, because I always think about with s1mple, we're at this point. I remember interviewing him, and I asked him, what would you do if, like, at the time Electronic was creeping up on him as one of the best players in the world? And I said, what would you do if actually public opinion believed he was the best player? Well, now we finally have ZywOo challenging that, and s1mple's response was just, I'm going to get even better. So I'm excited if he can defy expectations and bring us to a new level again.
What a scary idea if he could even get better. I'm not sure it's possible. Up against someone like Forrest, and I can't even begin to explain how Forrest could be so good still in this game, but he is, and he might be one of the key players for NIP. So we can see here, according to the stats, the 3K plus. Obviously, there's a long way up to s1mple, but it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. And the fact that he's had this much longevity in his career is crazy, but we're going to have to see so much out of Forrest to keep them in this game, because they've had some struggles in other areas of their game. So Forrest, they're going to have to lean on him so much.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. I hope you guys are ready for it. Let's get ready for that next quarterfinals. We'll throw it down to the stage.
Alrighty then, who's ready to go to church? Oh man, you dogs aren't ready. Who's ready for more Counter-Strike? Yes, 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 second match today, second quarterfinal. It is time to get 2 teams to tear each other apart once again. And I'm down here on the floor with everyone looking ready. Are you boys ready? Are you boys ready? What about you guys over there? What about you in the back? What about you over there? What about the people at the top? Oh man, let's get another quarterfinal underway. 3 maps here in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike. Let's ransack it, let's steal the candlesticks. Who's winning this match? Oh, okay. Okay. Whoa, 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 settle down, everyone settle down! Settle down, shh, settle down. Because it's time to bring out your teams here at ESL 1 Cologne. Please welcome the first team. It's Navi! team that contains two monsters. I'll let you guess who they are. I will tell you one of them, and that is symple. If we're talking about a certain man being the up-and-coming best player in the world, symple has something to say about that. They are the reigning champions of ESL 1 Cologne, and they take on a team in this quarter-final for the chance to play Liquid in the semis that has a history, not just here in Cologne, but in Counter-Strike. Please welcome our second quarter-finalists, NIP! We're looking at a lineup here we may never see again, including a player at the front of it who we might not see again in a grand tournament if you believe the hype. So it is going to be a best of three, a chance for a spot in the semi-finals here in Cologne tomorrow is up for grabs. I want to know who you think is going to win this, Cologne. Is it Navi? Well, are NIP going to win this? All right, if you are watching at home, you can taste the anticipation, the tension, and it tastes like chicken. A best of three here in Cologne. Let's get it on!
The very first ESL 1 Cologne trophy fell into ESL, well, excuse, let me try again, the Ninjas in Pajamas hands. This, however, is a rather poetic, perhaps grand finale for him. My goodness, I have never seen Get Right look so fired up, almost like he was trying to take it in and appreciate it.
You remember the most iconic photo of the first ESL 1 Cologne?
Of course, head in hands.
Exactly, it was when he won the trophy, finally they got their major when it looked like actually that was the one they weren't supposed to win after being in the finals. So if you can have, it doesn't even have to win the tournament, if you could have an amazing match here, if you could win it, obviously the dream storyline, you know, go out on a high. No one knows what's going to happen in his career. That's the thing, it is all speculation. They left the door wide open. So a legendary performance, that certainly goes some way to maybe extending his stay. Or maybe we get one last blast.
One
last great example of a legendary player pulling it out. One last, maybe he can't do it every year. That's understandable. Years haven't been kind to many, many players, but this is one of the arenas he's done it in before.
He's done it before, Jacob. And NIP, there was an overwhelming majority of NIP fans wanting to see the Ninjas take it. It's, I mean, that we have to make it clear. Our job is analysis. Sure. That is a tall task given their opponent.
Definitely is, and it's something they hopefully can use for the good of themselves, right? They have the support of the crowd in here. They know how. They know, as we talked about before, you know, they have no pressure at all. If they can come in here and give us a good match, then that would be a success criteria. If they can win it, that would be amazing. Talking about Get Right as well, that man on your screen right here, he has a big task ahead of him, right? This is the first tournament, and let me make sure that I'm getting this right. The past 20 tournaments he has played on HLTV per stats, he hasn't had one with a plus KD differential. Not one single event. Now, coming into this quarterfinal, he's actually in plus so far in this tournament. He's plus for 3 right now, so he has a chance of getting back into the green area, getting back into the positives, and that's a good thing for NIP. I believe he's a core part of why they've been able to get to the quarterfinal, why they've played so well so far. Get Right is needed if they want to stand any chance whatsoever against Navi.
Interesting. Of course, we saw a little tidbit of information there. The Ninja's former Ninja, and Dennis, who, of course, we see Plopsky taking his space now on the stage. Looks like he's found himself a new team. A conversation for another time, though, as we set sights on Rez. This is a win condition, Duncan.
Yeah, this is the future of NIP, basically. Like, Forrest, still a very good player. You still want him in the mix. Get Right, we don't know. It's uncertain. This is the young Swede who made it out of that crop. Like, yes, the Plopskys and the Brolans are on the way up, but there was that lost generation. It was after NIP, after Fnatic, after the golden generation for CSGO. There was that era of the Epsilon players, the Drakens, the Disco Dop. They just never made it. Whereas Rez, he found his identity. He found a way, I think, to transform the way Nip played. They became a much more aggressive team, good on different maps as well. I do not think they ever would have won the IM Oakland Championship if he hadn't have gone absolutely bananas against FaZe Clan. I'm sure Carrigan has nightmares waking up thinking about that one. So, yeah, if you want to win this game, if he can be your best player, I think that's step one.
So many parallels as they do what they've done so many times before. Headsets on, final checks, mouse, keyboard, and just the last couple of aimbots as they prepare themselves for this game. Let's talk about map one, Inferno. This was a choice. This is a choice that Navi have made to take it to Inferno. Now, notoriously, a map that they have, in every iteration of this team, thrived upon, Jacob. It's a map that they can take slow. It's a map that they can fake. It's a map that they can toy with their food before consumption.
It's one of the maps where I feel zeus has a lot of impact as well as a player, not only as an in-game leader, because as you said, he's good at controlling the team, he's good at dictating the pace. He often lets it up to be simple to get those entry frags. Now you also have bumych in there, being able to do that. Electronic, potentially the best CT player in the world in that pit area on Inferno as well. You have so many strings to play off, but zeus as a player on Inferno is managing to find impact. He's a good clutcher, he's holding his own, he's getting the frags, and that's something you don't see zeus do on a lot of maps. So I think, you know, that's a big part of it as well. He's the in-game leader. He needs to be feeling comfortable. So if you can pick a map where you're feeling comfortable as a player, you're also going to call better, and that's an unvalued factor, I think.
The parallels I'm drawing here is bumych and Plopsky. I mean, you know, 1/5 of both teams are having a very new experience on this stage today, Duncan. It's sink or swim. I mean, that could be the determining factor of who's going to be stepping into the semis.
And also who stays in this team. Who's going to be next year's ESL Cologne 5th player for one of these teams? You never know, right? So the point is, they're also players where they don't have any history themselves of being here, doing anything great. But if they're a difference maker now, all the history goes out the window. They can make their team win this scenario, or they can make their team lose as well.
And my question is how much do you believe in Magic?
NIP Magic is a classic, I have to say.
I mean, I have seen it. There is a reason that, given adversity and poor results, the entire arena just erupted for who's going to win NIP. That Magic is it's a meme, but there is evidence behind the meme.
I think it's the reason why Virtus.pro also used to have an incredible reception in every arena around the world. It's because the number of times it was the big game, you're all hyped, it was the marquee matchup. They came against a better opponent and just took the game to them. Either beat them, just pushed them to the limit, had legendary performances themselves, sometimes coming out of slumps. It's similar with NIP. NIP Magic is every time you think it's time to count them out, they're facing the opponent that always beats them. It's on the maps that they can't win on. The player's playing bad, he's in a slump. All of a sudden, time just pauses. They come to another dimension where NIP Magic's a real thing. And the opponent's just left thinking, what was that? I think where was this team from?
That was our first event together, I think. DreamHack Masters, was
Malmo.
it Malmo?
They did win it again, yes.
Hashtag NIP Magic. I mean, it was...
And they beat Navi in that final, by the way.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. What many are considering to be a potential last ride for Get Right. He gave a very emotionally driven interview, actually, during the group stages, saying, I want to play. I'm not retiring. This is not a retirement. This is simply me being put on notice by my organization.
And he's making a statement for himself as well. Coming into this tournament, let's not forget to talk about the in-game leader as well, Lekro. Get Right has been the caller for the past 4 events. Now, coming into this one, they changed it up once again. Now it's Lekro. So Get Right is, I would say, freed of some obligations that he obviously had before being the in-game leader. And that's potentially also why he's performing better.
He also had, by the way, some of the highest flash stats when he was the in-game leader.
Exactly. He's becoming this, you know, support player that actually kills people as well, despite of just being the in-game leader who tries to be the support player. So Get Right is adding a lot of value to his name right here. And yes, let's be real, this is potentially one of the last tournaments for Get Right. But if he's having a good performance here, if he's having a good performance in a quarterfinal against Navi, being this, you know, star support player, then who's to say that he's not going to join another good team?
I was going to say, yeah, you said last performance, perhaps last performance in an NIP jersey.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, his skill set, I think a lot of people have considered it outdated. We'll see. We'll see.
You'd be foolish to think that Get Right is done as a player. He can add so much value to a team, experience, knowledge, you know, being a support player, the Sipniks of the world. There's not a lot of them. So if Get Right can transition into a role like that and be efficient in it, then he's going to be valuable to a lot of teams.
And talking of value, there's no much more value for Navi than Simple. We haven't actually talked too much about him in this pre-match, which I suppose if there are any newer viewers, we can give you the synopsis. I think Duncan Thorin Shields would be able to give it best.
Sure. I mean, this is a guy where I always use this term, and I use it very, very lightly, prodigy. This is someone where from almost day one he was playing. He was the greatest player potentially you'd ever seen, and now he might actually be living up to that. So with zeus putting his name forwards in that case, it's time for Simple to respond.
Oh, I love it. It's true, there is a conversation starting that hasn't been started in years. Who is the best player in the world? We thought it was a guarantee. We thought we knew. Well, maybe Simple's going to show us and remind us why. The very best player in the world is reserved for one man. He's from Ukraine and he's on the stage. Let's jump in, Cologne! The second quarter final is here. Will we see some magic in the Lexus? Or will Navi stride valiantly into the semis? Let's find out with your casters, Henry G and Sadokist.
The current guard versus the old, the best in simple going against a man who has done things that no one in his time thought possible in Get Right, in what could be the last time he dons the gold and yellow on this stage. Coincidentally, they're both wearing that color, but only one of them will move on to play Liquid tomorrow.
It's absolutely true, Matthew. I can't wait for this one. What a great map to kick things off as well. And Electro, bit of a curveball coming in. He's got the Jewelies coming out. He's got the Diffuse Kit as well. It's unorthodox, but I love it. As we move into the pistol here, we have got the P250 for Electronic, not for Simple this time. And we have got the Apartments push coming in with those Jewelies. You've got 30 bullets of death there. As it's a very, very slow approach from Navi now, waiting for that aggression to come through. Bumych in full control of the banana area. And flamie might get first contact if the CT's push any further.
Bumych with simple. flamie could make contact. As you said, Lekro's already waiting. Seeing more and more popularity with these dualies. And Simple's going to take the long rotation back through T stairs. Bumych does the same, so watch for ult mid to be the push. flamie's got to make contact early, though. That might stifle things already, but they're still coming this direction. Good headshot. They'll back away. Footsteps doubly bound, so they'll hear both players that were in the hallways, but know that they're inside of the site still. And with them pushed back on that alone, they can still take advantage of the map.
Yeah, it's great to see NIP getting right back into that towards the pit on the bomb side as well. We'll see if they can hold on to the crossfire here. Get right in the transitional position towards that runway, just trying to work out where they're heading towards next. It's going to be an A finish here. Electronic and Simple, that dastardly duo waiting in the wings towards the apartment. Here comes a flashbang, Lekro to hold them off.
Forrest waits as well to get the information. They've dropped off the hay bales and not been spotted, but Lekro hears them. A second, the duelie's looking lovely. As he sneaks back over, Forrest comes out, but they both drop to Simple, who somehow turns and finds all three. Hat trick on the site and around that looked lost, and he'll get the bomb down. Electronic only has 2 HP, but Simple still alive and alongside. Plopsky coming back in, first time on the stage for him with NIP. See if he can make an impact in what is the opening round of this quarterfinal, and he's already looking, but they're unsure of where the two have gone. He still checks it. Every corner, no one peeking in return. They know that they want to catch them in a crossfire because of the HP as it is. Hard headshot to hit, but Plopsky makes no mistake. Simple though, 4th kill, looking for it. He won't get the ace, he gets shut down by Rez.
It's going to be Rez to close things out. 4 kills for Simple. Couldn't quite get the ace to defuse. It's right on the nose, but it looks like it's absolutely fine, and he knows it as well. NIP get through by the skin of their teeth at that point. It felt like a comfortable round. The Julies were lighting up the scoreboard there, but still, Simple answers back, and that really sets the tone. You know we're going to see a force buy in the second round. Simple's going to get an AK out. Look at these kills coming in. This guy is ready to perform on the stage right now. Rez has been looking electric all tournament as well. I can't wait to see this battle take place. There's the AK on Simple. UMP as well. This is going to be a difficult round for NIP to fend off.
Simple back into Banana. Molotov down, smoke at the ready, but it won't spread that far, so they may not think he's here.
Yeah, he doesn't have to use it unless it touches him. Now it has, he's in trouble, taking nade damage here, but still willing to fight. Plopsky at the very top there. He's got the MP9, and oh my goodness, you don't want to mess with Simple at these angles. The pre-fire, is it coming in? You better believe it is! It's a double headshot. B bomb site is wide open. Get right, trying to retake with the MP9. Is it even possible at this point?
Back in the site, Lekro gets another shot. Just to note, Simple has all 6 kills for Navi so far. Bomb's back down to the bottom stairs. They've already got the rotation in. 3 in the site.
This is weird.
It is weird. It's really late. No one's gone back for it. And Bumych is going to go join his teammates because they have the open site. But truthfully, he could have walked up and gone toward A. It may not matter. flamie and Electronic with kills. Bumych
about it. He's one of the best aimers in the game right now as well. And Simple with the pre-fire and Plopsky round done at that point. It really doesn't look good for NIP as they force by into the second round here. The CZs, the Deagles are coming out. Navi have struggled with this round throughout the tournament though. We'll see if Lekro, a bit of a specialist to the scout, doesn't land that shot. He'll be falling back as he'll do no damage at the very start. Zeus going for that basic control, but there's anything but as Rez will just take off his head there. It's a 5-on-4 early. He enters the choke point alone with no trade potential, and down he goes.
Micro's got the angle. It's slow to react. Trying to get the shot off with the scouts. Body shot wouldn't have worked anyway. Tag would have been lovely just to weaken them up, considering they've already lost Zeus. That is a massive contribution. We know that the Deagles on top of it are menacing. CZ's DPS, in terms of that statistic, it's a hard one to quantify in Counter-Strike because one headshot from one gun kind of outrules the DPS fact, but can certainly dish damage out in a fast manner when they do arrive on sites. And Simple is heading over to the roof, but Electronic isn't comfortable with them doing that alone. He wants to purge the B side or at least get some information if possible.
Now this looks deadly. Simple making his way through a solo gambit towards the A side, waiting for a mistake, an opportunity to be presented towards him, but they are running out of time. They have to commit towards A here. Difficult task. Get right needs the headshot with the Deagle. He has got Ferris up in the balcony as well. It's not going to be checked. Another kill here for NIP as they start to look very decent indeed. Time running low. There's the scout. It looks like NIP are actually going to take this round. 3 versus 1. Time is just not there for Electronic, but the frag is. Can he even get the bomb down at this point?
Yes, he
5
can.
seconds, but he's going to try and bait it out. Now he can plant. He can still get it down. He can still get it down. 1 versus 1. Rez, he didn't push, and now Electronic has the advantage.
He saw his head. He saw him. He knows he's there. He goes back up on the ball. That is as close a clutch as you'll ever see. He just barely got that plant off. And a fake at 8 seconds. The ball's on the man.
I can't believe it. That's the only way he wins the round. If he goes to the full plant there, they rushed him down. They didn't play that incorrectly. They did everything they could. It was just a very smart play from Electronic. He said in interviews before, he thinks he can be a better player than Simple. We're starting to see signs of him getting on that level at this point. What an amazing round. It was a difficult start. The Deagle headshots coming through, but a 3 versus 1 to close it out. Electronic lights them up here. It's the MP9 to kick things off. The UMP and the fake plant. Plopsky didn't see it coming, and then he bests Rez in the 1 versus 1. What a great round and a full eco for NIP now as we enter round number 4. A bit of respite here, a chance to calm down. It's been quite the affair so far. They sent 4 players in towards Banana. We've got a nice stack at the back of B. This is a very powerful one. With a Deagle there, you can get a lot of kills. I think they have a P250 or a USB. Probably not going to find a frag with this one, but maybe a dink.
Yeah, dink, certainly. Yep, I'll give you that. But the head armor, unfortunately, nullifies the fact that this range is the problem. He's on, but they didn't. Oh, they did spot Boomich. Boomich has the information there's a boost, knows there's 2 there. Supposing that there's a stack, he still has to clear the other side. Fair enough. Bit unfortunate on timing, but you would have expected there was more support for him, given that Zeus was still in the corner. So they lose the first man again, but still trying to solve this issue. They're going to have Simple get traded out next. USPs are doing extremely well.
Someone decide what's happening at this point. The Molotovs come in. That should make things a little bit easier for them, but they're taking heavy damage still. The P250 finds yet another frag.
Brilliant
Lekro. Yeah, this has cost Navi a lot of money here. He's too far away to really do anything with this as the bomb gets planted. But what a round. That was full USPs and 2 P250s. That was it. No armor, no nades, 3 kills. They're making Navi sweat.
And even if Lekro just sits and holds for exits, causes some bomb damage here, gets 1 more gun down, maybe even gets an AK himself, they've won the economy battle in this round. The fact that they traded that well on the site is huge. Down to 31 HP, but he's aware they're still inside of the site. They can slip through ruins at this point, and Zeus just confirms it. That's what needed to be done at that point in time.
Yeah, they win the round, but it's been too close so far. The money's so low, so NIP know they've done damage at this point. Is it enough, though, for the AWP to be brought out? NIP not a team that relies on it necessarily. We're going to have 5 M4s come through. No Orgs. You're seeing that drop off, which is an interesting note just to see that nerfed. It is actually significantly less in the quarterfinals so far. Do see a lot more Kriegs, though. There's going to be 2 of those, Electronic and flamie, of course, as the bomb left in T-spawn again. 4 players heading towards B. It's always such a controversial battle. Speaking of which, Simple legs to get right. He jumps across and will be down to 18 HP as Rez. He'll be willing to fight at the sandbags here.
Bounce nade off the wall, Rez. Forward of Flames. He's committed at this point.
really is.
Very ominous position to be in, because what waits on the backside of the smoke, well, fortunately for him, is real estate now. Early op. I shouldn't say early, we are in round 5, but T-side op for Simple.
Yeah, it's a scary one. He knows there's not going to be an AWP on the NIP side, so they're slowing things right down and seeing what he can find here. Face checking towards Arch. With Get Right tagged up as well, they have to go into a very passive stance. They can't really have a traditional crossfire here. They have to play the pit. See Lekro tentatively in towards that Arch as Zeus. He knows there's a push going on there. He knows something's not quite right. A player in towards the logs and a wallbang, of course. Rez needs 2 here. The round's over. Are they going to check it? They will. He still finds the double kill. He makes this round possible for an IP, but that's the cue. They're making their way forward. They're smoking CT spawn. Lekro has to sink or swim at this point. Does he push through the smoke or go towards ruins? He'll wait for the rotations. He will try and do what he can from this, but he can't overcommit. If he goes down now, there's no chance of winning the round.
It's fine for bumыч as well. It means that Forest can't get there. They've got to do this on their own, but they are so far. Get Right gets at least past CT spawn. bumыч is trying to race back and get to Simple, but Simple, AWP.
Oh, the flash.
They're about 100 HP, and he knows he can peek on that. Unfortunately, the smoke down means he couldn't get right off of it. So it doesn't work out yet, but he had the information. He could still re-peek the angle, could still time the smoke, and he does that so well. And now Lekro finds himself in a 1-on-2 rather than Simple isolated in what was one, because bumыч is on the map, and unfortunately the bomb is as well, and it is about to destroy half of it because it's now 4-1 for Navi.
Great game so far from Navi. Aggressive stuff there from NIP, getting full control of the banana position, but you could see it's so difficult to hold on to. If you've fully committed, you've expended all your utility, you have to stay down there. You need to commit to that crossfire down at the logs and the barrels, because you won't be able to hold off the execution. Rez, he did more than he had to there. He gets 2 frags, that's what he was worth, but unfortunately the trades were there. 3 versus 3, great little flank here from bumыч. If he goes down there, there's a real chance for an IP. The problem is Simple's hitting absolutely everything right now, and he played it perfectly. He just ran the time down, got the kill that was required in CT spawn, and then waited, just timed it down, and we'll get ourselves a 4-1 scoreline here, and no partial buy, really. You'll classify this one as an eco. No armor, just a few upgraded pistols, and a couple of HEs. That's about it. As they stack towards the apartments, 3 players there, but mid-control granted already for Navi.
Slow start for this man so far. Get Right. Only the 1 kill, but hasn't had a lot to work with. Zeus, that's only his 2nd. AK versus pistol. It's going to go in his favor. Forest is actually behind him. Oh, that's the bomb. I know it's really a lot of time left in the round, but he can make this very awkward. The fact that he gets away with that with 100 HP, re-peeks and gets a dink as well. Now they've got something in it. No guns grabbed because of the location of Simple and the fact that he can posture above them and guard the positions. But they've got, oh, that's huge. I was going to say, they've got Electronic and No Man's Land caught out. And he gets the kill that's going to keep him alive. Bomb gets planted, and now things settle.
A bit of excitement there, a bit more from Forest. 3 kills in the round. We'll see whether he can actually do anything with this now. They have got a Krieg, but no kits, remember, or armor. Might be just better off just saving it.
It might be. They can hold them in. No nades, so Doja won't get a calling at this point in time.
Sex bomb in the corner.
Sex bomb, that's right. That's where they will save. They'll head that direction knowingly that they are being watched from either exit point. So another one that comes close, but not close enough with pistols for NIP. But for the 2nd time, they bring it down to just, oh, they lost. Okay, it wasn't the Krieg, though, so Krieg's still up.
A good point. It was Rez with just a pistol.
But nonetheless, the 2nd time, they brought it down to just 2 players remaining with pistols. So they are still chipping away constantly at Navi's economy.
If it was a CT side, I would say that's a massive deal. On the T side, the fact that Simple, he still is alive. We've got 6K on flamie, Simple, $5,000. Like, they're good for a couple of rounds here. They've already got 5-1 scoreline. It's his NIP still, yeah, sure, you're getting close. Unless you're winning a couple of those rounds, it doesn't do a whole lot for you. Lekro now has the AWP. He's been performing well with that weapon so far in this tournament. He is calling again, but Electronic is an absolute savage here, pushing through every bit of utility they have above the flames, and a little bit of damage taken here. It's the classic battle we all love to watch, but who will come out on top? It's Rez once again towards those sandbags, and most of the utility now has been dumped. They have to commit to this fight once again. They've done substantial damage towards the T side, but flamie ready and waiting for the duel.
Don't forget that Simple was down sub 30 HP when he found 2 entries on round 2, so anything can happen here.
I love this play from bumыч. His timings of the flanks have been perfect, so now he's just trying to show a little bit of presence here. He's confirmed that no one's really watched in the apartments. He can find maybe one kill where there's 2 players towards quad. Take one of those down, it's going to force a rotation.
I would suggest that what we've seen in this event so far, bumыч seems the most comfortable on Inferno and playing this lurk role and getting information for his team. Obviously, fitting into a new lineup is never easy, but if he can have some individual aspects to it, which kind of he does by being the lurker, it's a significant smoke to Arch.
So we have all the get right booster. That's a problem. flamie spotted him. The flashbang is absolutely spot on. bumыч to provide it. 5 versus 4.
The bomb's over toward the top of Banana. They're just trying to
there.
get the rotation. There is one smoke there. They're not going to get a rotation until right now, and it's so well timed because Electronic catches Plopsky. That brings Rez back. Bomb drop, but he's alone, flashing himself back in. He might be able to line them up. Oh, I thought for sure he would find at least 2, but smart reactions from zeus. Looked away, fully restored, turned back, and it's all on to Forest.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, this one's just out of reach. Navi have played a very good game. Nothing too flashy here, just classic fundamentals of Counter-Strike, really. Defaults, good trades, good shots, nice lurking going on, and making sure they're committing to bomb site. There's been a few hairy moments, sure, against the Pistols, but as long as you win the round at the end, it doesn't actually matter. This is what it's all about, posting rounds on the T side. It's their map pick, but they're looking incredibly comfortable right now, as Forest will try and save his silence M4 towards T spawn. And this stage, you would assume that we'll have the maximum loss bonus. So there is money there for the CTs, especially with him saving the M4. Plopsky's got 2,400. So another buy if he survives, but still, it's not looking good at all. 6-1 now as 3 players survive once again. That money we mentioned earlier that was being chipped away at, it really is recovering now.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate side, is you have to follow each and every round. You can't just win one or have that impact here and there and then have it fall off. So timeout, tactical. Coaches have their contribution. These are obviously a little more relaxed on the Navi side.
Yeah, not much has to be said there. There's more of the same here, boys. We're happy with this. This is looking very good. On the other side, though, NIP needs to decide if they buy into this round. They've got 1 M4 and not a whole lot else. They've got around $3,000. They're going to buy some deagles here. Plopsky could even buy a Hail Mary AWP, but they don't really have the superstar AWP. They don't have someone like a Guardian or Oscar or a Simple, of course, to really carry them through a round like that. He purchases the FAMAS. I like that. It gives him a fighting chance this round. He doesn't expend all of his cash. He had a lot more than everyone else. You have a FAMAS, an M4, 3 deagles. Lekro is the top 5 deagle player in the world, in my opinion. So if he can get going, there is a chance NIP win this round and light the fire beneath themselves. Forest, there we go. That's what we needed. He flashes himself in towards middle, takes bumыч down. A nice advantage found.
Ready for Rez. All there. Ricochet off the wall. Oh, one cross. zeus got a cross. Now he's stateside. Smoking his way. He'll potentially counter that with one of his own, but it's early, minute 20, and they're actually going to go. They're trying to hold utility as long as they can, but it's too late. 3 in the site, though, and it's Lekro with the pistol in the back lines.
Yeah, you can feel it coming. They try to sneak a player through. And the deagles have been a big talking point of this event. It's NIP with a 5-on-3 advantage here. But it's simple, they're still alive here. flamie trying to set them up, trying to get some positional control. Making his way towards the arch, no one really there. He is clean up until the corner. Forest will have the M4, he times it well. Another kill, this is looking very good now. Surely they don't give this one up. With 40 seconds remaining, this man in screwed alive. Anything can and will happen. He has the bomb, 9 kills to his name. He just needs to find an opening, and his teammate, that's going to be zeus. Also with the same idea. If he gets this kill on Forest, there's a real chance to get the bomb down here. Spots the barrel, takes him down, but where's the second NIP player? It's get right towards Boiler. They can get a plant here, and Simple's found yet another frag. Surely they don't steal this one away.
Oh, get right. Lovely shot on zeus. It's all to Simple. And they are on the move, they're on the rotation. They could well steal this away. He's going to go aggressive as he has to do and always does in these situations. Lucky to be alive, gets away.
No way.
And he's gonna switch. Baits some sound by throwing the pistol. He wanted them to believe he was on the corner box in the smoke, but they wouldn't push through, and 3 is too many. Finally, an IP steal one.
Well, that's the round they needed. Forrest took matters into his own hands. He flashes himself towards the middle. He gets the opening frag. They needed one of those rounds to come in their favor. Like we said, yes, they've come very close in their ecos to winning them. There's been a couple of 1v1s, but unless the wins on the board, T side, it's not going to dent them too much. And that one hurts. That one hurts a lot more. And it gets NIP back in the game now as we go 6-2. Here's the replay. I told you, Lacro's deagle is deadly. As he'll open things up. Simple, there was a real chance here, though. If he hit one more shot, maybe this one on Plopsky, it could have been it. But I like the idea. He did throw the pistol in that corner with the smoke down to actually suggest he'd move to that corner. But obviously, it was a little bit too much of a run for him as he goes fast towards B. And it will be Lecro, not in a great position with the AWP. The sandbags, he needs to get the hell out of there.
Lecro. Preemptive strikes with the op, certainly convincing perhaps that he's still on B, given that they are at the minute and 30 round mark in the round, but he is going to rotate back over toward the library side. Bumych already has get right down. His entries are looking exceptional.
Yeah, that's really good. What a time for it to happen as well. You got over a minute on the clock. You barely started your default. You've got banana control, an opening pick. It's forcing rotations still. Rez and Plopsky will be holding towards the B side of the map. They have incendiaries, they have a smoke. Both of them, in fact. So they have a great chance of defending a B push. But is that going to happen, though? Simple with the bomb towards bottom of middle. Bumych still investigating the A side of the map here. And it's Forrest, such a strong pit player there with Lecro, who nails the shot. The AWP. That's brought it back to an even kill here, 4-4. Final play will be towards B. And remember, CTs have the utility to fend this off. They have everything within their arsenal to make sure this is a successful round. There's the smoke. 35 seconds, that's godlike. Really difficult to recover now and even justify pushing it.
flamie up onto Boiler balcony. And they will try and exploit the early pick by Bumych as Forrest waits in the wall. Peeks back out, sees the man a little bit late on the backside, but gets some help. Lecro with two now with the AWP. In fact, he's down below. Very tight angle to hit both shots. It's Simple's turn to respond. He can't do it. And NIP are starting to look menacing now after the timeout. They're going to find their third round, second in a row, and this comes off the back of a force by a pistol win, which really starts to change things in terms of the money.
It really does. Once again, Lecro. He's the man to find the frags, 3 of them with the AWP there. Like I said, they don't have a superstar AWPer, but he's certainly a dab hand with it. Great round. Still money there for Navi, but not much. It's been whittled down now. I was wondering how close that shot was. An incredibly tight gap, but he makes it work. Zeus runs into the crosshair as well. Lecro, great performance there. Great awareness. And we'll see if there's a buy available. And Navi in general, simple with $6,000, could go for the AWP if required as we take a tactical timeout on their side now. Orb will be purchased. There will be compromises here, though. They have 1 AK for electronics, simple on the Orb. The rest of the players opting for deagle tip, I believe. They are going to be forcing into this round the best they can. It's a CZ for Zeus and Bumych here. So you're going to be playing off simple. You have 2 approaches here. Either go very fast and try and take all the aggro away for your heavy artillery players, the stars, electronic, and simple here, or you slow it right down and see what simple can do with the Orb. If he finds an opening, then you commit off that. You have got the utility to execute. You just need the opening first here.
Simple getting further up middle, but a Molotov down. He'll hold his bench for now. That's fine. Does fire into the flash, so telling of the fact that the op is, as they know, still on the map and where it is for now, but inconsequential really is minute 26. They'll rotate back down and head over toward Banana instead. Bit of a forward stance from Rez. Plopsky there to support him as well. Looking to get baited in. He's staring at the wall, obviously, for utility purposes. They'll play off of each other. They've made a bit of noise getting there.
Oh, either way.
That is why the setup works. Because Rez sits there alone, and there's no utility. He continues looking at a gray wall. But instead, Plopsky saves him, and now they both have control still.
Yeah, good smokes as well. They can get the hell out of there. They have the advantage. That's what they're looking for. Really interesting setup. I actually haven't seen that word before, but you can see the benefits of it. As soon as you go to face check the half wall, you commit to that peak, which is the common go-to. You've got a player on sandbags protecting you. You've got 2 chances there to keep a player alive. They've done a great job. They've maintained their health. And problem is, I guess, they have no utility now. They actually have 0 on the B side of the map.
It's clever. Walk Simple up on top of the wall and check the bags for them. They are still heading this direction. And they still only have 2 guns. Let's see if they can kill fast enough to find another. Rez takes bumыч down, 19 seconds. They are running out of time. Smoke in place towards CT. It doesn't even look like they're going to get another kill. And Simple wants the op further, 13 seconds. 5 alive with 100 HP. They are going to pursue him down middle as well, and he knows it.
Yeah, he'll do well to survive here. T-steps right now. Not going to get an extra cash for the next round, but they will start to rack up a loss bonus at this point. I think Simple's been found. Oh, he's
smart.
So
I was going to say, don't you dare cross that door. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, he survives. And that means things are still possible for him. They can get P250s around it, but NIP, they're playing this correctly. They're not playing a super aggressive game and feeding him and giving opportunities. They're denying opportunities. There's nothing to be found, right? They're holding the tightest of crossfires at the very top of the map. They're waiting for commitments from Navi. Their executions haven't been great this tournament. The individual performances have been very good. It's just the tactical side of things haven't looked as spot on as usual. It's understandable for a new player coming in, and if you don't give them a chance to shoot you, that's when they can drop off. Simple will have the AWP this round, but surely NIP don't give them a chance to even use it.
Forrest and get right together. Lecro on the other side of mid. Navi's been pretty concise on where they want to go in each and every round, but they haven't been consistent in a good way.
Oh, God.
Oh, flamie. In that they haven't gone just banana or just to the top of the middle every round. They are changing it up, and that keeps NIP guessing, and it means they can't start getting, I guess, comfortable in maybe stacking up banana side or putting 3 over there with early utility. They have to play very standard defense, but again, no guns this time. It started off well for the Pistols, but now Rez is in position, a third as well. Headshots. He might get the ace because they're all there. Unfortunate. Second 4 kill this game as Simple started with 1. Rez finds this, and bumыч with the op. What can he possibly try to do with it?
I've been so impressed with what Rez has been presenting this tournament. This is what we want to see from a young Swedish star. He had so much hype around him in 2017, and it seemed to drop off for a year or so, but now he is back. Speaking of which, bumыч, he'll be keeping them alive in this round. There's still a chance he can win it. 30 seconds, 2-on-1. Forrest towards the apartments. Plopsky actually pushing towards banana area. bumыч goes CD spawn. There could be something interesting here. Maybe he doesn't have time for that. As Forrest will have to just sit and wait. There is a way to plant safely away from the apartments, but how do you possibly know he's in there?
That's a really tough position to predict. And you're right, he could have wrapped back through, but he didn't think that he, could. bumыч head not quite showing, but Forrest is going to get an angle so that the second he emerges, he needs to hit it. He had to hit it. AWP re-peeking on that.
I thought he had it.
And it's NIP again. And it now means 4 rounds in a row. All of them, I shouldn't say all of them, excuse me, 2 of them defuses and 2 of them on timeout. So there has been some money saved. But Navi is doing well to keep themselves in it money-wise. They are going to get guns out again this time.
This was wonderful from Rez. Such crisp aim. The Krieg really suits his style. He's just waiting, calm, collected, gets 4 kills. Not quite the ace. And you can see, we get into the next round now. There is a buy available. Simple has the Galil. Not the best news for them. But there is a decent buy with most of the utility. Finally, some aggression though. The Ninja's pushing middle. Get right the one to do it. It's 2-9 right now. Hasn't been his best showing, but it's early days. Round 12. Lecro to cover. Get right. Watch his second middle. Such an awkward and scary position to be in. This is no man's land essentially. Will Navi detect it? They're coming in towards second middle now. Get right. He looks like he might actually be able to take a couple down here.
Get right to electronic. He is well down middle, but somehow gets away with it. Catches out Simple.
Perfect.
And no one re-peeks from the bottom of mid because they aren't sure if anyone still waits at top, peeking down to support him, and there certainly was. They've backed off now. Big round from Get Right. Yeah, he's been quiet as well, by the way. Those are 2 kills of his 4.
Yeah. But what a great setup there. He had Lecro to provide the cover from T-steps. He could just focus towards second middle, watching for anyone trying to jump up towards the apartments there. He was worth a couple. He manages to get it. He's hungry for more as well. Look at this. The former star taken to the skies once again. That's 3 kills in this round, a 5 versus 2. Zeus and bumыч trying to do what they can with this But Get Right's on for the ace, and at this point, I'd say go for it. Get yourself that confidence. It's been a quiet game so far. You've definitely won this round. He's got another kill on the cards. bumyc does take him down, and it will be Lekra to trade it out. So round still in the bag, but still impressive scenes there from Get Right.
Very, very impressive scenes from Get Right to make sure that he secured things early on. And we have a tie game. NIP, by the way, have not lost a round since that time out on 6-1. So whatever they discussed certainly worked and got through to them.
Yeah, it's good to see now they've got the resources, they've got a bit of confidence, a couple of impressive rounds under their belt. Now they can start having some fun with this. They can start pushing down, and it's Get Right, given one of the biggest responsibilities you can have, pushing middle on Inferno on the CT side. Remember, this is a defensive map on the CD forces. You want to be holding back here, and he's taking the game towards, and they had no idea his position. He covers his back with the incendiary, so no one can trade him out. Gets a lovely shot towards Simple. Third frag as well from the boiler room. What a fantastic play. That's classic Get Right there. You can see what it means to him. He's had a quiet showing so far, but 3 massive kills, win the round single-handedly. But right back into the action here. It's bumyc up against Lekra. That's the Orpra move. This is an absolute brawl at the top of Banana here. Plovsky's not going down without a fight, though. He evens things up in a 4-on-4. They need to get the hell out of there now. Good incendiary will buy him some time.
Plovsky and Rez back in the site. Forrest already over toward A. Nade just tickles them. And that's not enough to convince them of not going forward. They'll continue to push in. Good smoke from Rez, minute 17, bit early, but there's one more left on the map, and Plovsky is in the right place to use it on the B site. I say on the map, I mean the CT side, that is. There is obviously fully 4 smokes on Navi with each and every player that's alive. Rez is going to push this. Oh, that is risky with the stack. I think he thought they were further down. I think he was sold the dummy and simple through the smoke point. Plovsky as well. He's just going to watch towards CT with the AWP. Smoke from his teammate. He gets through. Forrest doesn't know he's there. That is just so smart. He is one step ahead, literally, in this case, every single time of the play that NIP was making.
You're exactly right there. No other player does that. That's why he's got that je ne sais quoi. He's got that star factor. He does the plays that no one else will. He's got the talent to back it up as well. That was something quite special. AWP, 3 kills, and Get Right. Nothing, unfortunately, you can do about this one, as he'll hold on to the M4A4. He does get a kill on Electronic, that's something at least, but at this point they know exactly where he is, and are they going to commit to the hunt? It's not really worth it considering the Navi money's so low. NIP's is actually really strong. They've won a lot of rounds here. It's Navi needing to hold on to their weapons, so I don't think they'll fully commit to this, but they certainly will have a look around. As they do get him in the end, Zeus will find him, just to note that. So a bit of a gamble, but it works out for them, and definitely cash available for NIP. Lekro straight into that AWP. I'd be interested to see if they want to try a double AWP setup out with Forrest potentially. That could be quite interesting. But for now, he'll stick on his silenced M4. Rez will bring the M4A4 out. So no AUG seen at all on the NIP side. So that's quite interesting to know.
Very interesting.
So this is what I thought. How did he get this second kill? Okay, I can't even analyze that for you. That's a straight up pre-fire for a smoke towards coffins. Just, that's why it's considered the best. There's some things I can't explain.
Yeah, knows the lineup.
I've never seen.
There's an instinctual element to Counter-Strike, certainly, and he is absolutely reading people so well lately. So, with that, Navi finally get back into the winner's column. They never lost the lead. They stay ahead just by 1, however, so closely contested half, and NIP with money are going to try and continue to make that be the case. As Forrest and Get Right stay inside of the pit, Lekra more passive this time, so none of them out toward the apartments, toward quad. They're all going to sit back and allow Navi to play into themselves. First time we've really seen them be gifted the mid-wall. Quite so comfortably.
Well, it's Lekra the defender. He's got that AWP, takes the repeat, 2 missed shots, and that's not going to be good enough, I'm afraid. Remember, it will be bumyc, former sniper, using the rifle here, looking towards the pit, and they're not slowing down at all. But so much damage done by that incendiary. NIP can bring this one back. There's one more player in the pit. It's Get Right, but not for long. Zeus has been great this tournament. The Krieg really is getting a lot of damage done in his hands. There's now Rez and Plovsky trying to retake. They are going for this. There is cash available for NIP, 3-on-2. It's definitely worth an investigation, but so far away. Plovsky needs to get his skates on. Rez holding towards Arch. They're both smoked off. Maybe they are going to save at this point. It doesn't look possible to me, at least. We'll see. The bomb not at the halfway stage. They are going to at least push forward and see what can be done. It's at the point of no return, like right now.
So they have to fall off this one. They're just going for exits. Plowski seeing if anyone come towards the apartments. Round for Navi, and just a fast push towards the arch side. Nothing too technical there. Missed shots from Lekro. If you're going to miss two of them and re-peak, it's going to cost you your life.
Yeah, unfortunately. And not even just his life, potentially the round in itself, just on that alone, because it gave up so much control, gave up so much access to the rest of the map. Once you control that arch, you cut off the rotation, you can swing on the players in pit. It gets very awkward to hold in that reverse angle. Every round aside from the very start of the pistol has been answered with a consecutive round, a follow-up round, so no one's gone 1-1-1 back and forth as of yet, but this is round 15 finally. Get to the conclusion of the half, and fortunately, it's a good one because everyone's got guns. That makes it a little more exciting for us. No AWP on the CT side, though, but they are going to push down. Rez, goodness me, that is huge. Smoke on top of it, and they're held and contained, but they are damaged. s1mple went down to 51 on that. Cubby play. Rez to bait in the aggro. Get right underneath on the other side at the roof, but he's isolated. He's alone, but they get him through the smoke. Lekro got two, and then Get Right walks out easily because they're wondering how the hell they've died when everything was concealed and covered, but it's s1mple left, and he gets Get Right on the cross, 2 versus 4.
They're going to opt for the AK instead of the AWP here. Remember, Electronic and s1mple, the scariest duo in CSGO right now. I don't care if you think that's hyperbole. That's my opinion. They're so good together. And Plowski alone towards B. If they can smoke him off and spawn and get a plant down here, a 4-on-2 is definitely possible. So what have they gone for here? They're going to try and boost on towards the site. The smoke lands in an odd position. Plowski gets towards coffins. It does block vision to allow him to focus towards spawn, but he gets the one. That should be enough, and it's 8-7. They split the difference here. This is looking like a terrible game for NIP. They managed to win one of their 4 spy rounds, and it lit the fire beneath them. They get back into it as we go 8-7 now. We'll swap things over, and we'll see you after this break.
Got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple thiggies chilling in my room. Shaking it like the twerk team. Ladies, show me where them curves be. Curious, I'm not pervy. Honestly, you and your best friend could go and develop a new twerk scene. Got the army with me like Xerxes. Army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. Understand you can't hurt me. I got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple thiggies chilling in my room. Who be shaking it like the twerk team. Rich and high. Lex. Yeah. Yo. Got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple thickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like the twerk team. Ladies, show me where them curves be. Curious, I'm not pervy. Honestly, you and your best friend could go and develop a new twerk scene. Got the army with me like Xerxes. Army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. Understand you can't hurt me. I got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple dickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like a twerk team.
into it immediately at 8-7. They split it straight down the middle. For Navi, as they had a bit of a resurgence in the half NIP. They came back from a 6-1 deficit on the back of a timeout that leads us to a split decision. They swap over to the T side, and we get to the conclusion of Inferno. That's only map 1 of this series so far.
Yeah, Mirage up next. This is the pick of Navi. And NIP, to be fair, they've done a good job. That was looking horrific for them. 6-1 down, they managed to bring it right back. It was Rez that really did look sharp. It's good to see him performing on the big stage here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an exciting pistol round. The first one was anything to go by. 4 sets of armor for NIP. 1 smoke, 2 flashes suggest an A-side finish, but you never know. Simple, he'll be shutting things down before they even get a chance. That's his plan anyway. As he faces towards second middle, he spotted one, but takes a bullet to the face, and it'll cost him. Lecro ready for it. And it's the Glocker range to find the first pick.
Zeus looks toward the top of the stairs. Didn't see much, but Plopsky gets by and heads over toward the logs. Forrest is still looking back toward middle as Rez gets closer. 1 down, 3 to find him B, and then Zeus on his own toward A. Bomb is heading over on that side of the map as well, so things look really comfortable for NIP. Remember, they did win the pistol as well. Of the 6-1 deficit, it was the pistol that they got. It was everything afterwards that fell apart.
Yeah, it's that second round simple AK that ruined their hope and dreams of getting the 3-0, unfortunately. Well, for now, things looking good for NIP. They've taken down the superstar as simple, and Zeus is alone at the A side. He's trying to show enough presence to hopefully funnel them towards B, but he does need to kill. A lot of responsibility here. He knows he has to commit, really. If they get up towards A, there's no chance of that retake. It'll be too difficult to hold off, and it looks like they're fully committed. He'll hold the arch, and they're committing with a gamble stack here. He really hopes they go back towards B, which still could happen. The bomb actually falling back here. Maybe Plopsky with the fake. But no, they do commit. They are going to take over the A side. 4 players on the other side of the map. It should be round NIP. Look at that boost. They have no idea the bomb's even going down. 0 idea. 2 pistols, almost certainly for NIP at this stage. Are they saving? I think they are. They're saving. This is very rare. So the reason they save is because they have armor, right? They have diffuse kits. Inferno is one of the few maps so the second round Force Spies actually have a real fighting chance of winning. You know this one's gone. You've got absolutely 0 chance of winning it. Hold on to the armor, the diffuse kit, the flashbang. This all sounds quite trivial, but at a Force Spy, you take every dollar where you can. And there's $300 more for flamie as NIP look for some exit kills here. Oh, it's going to cost them $600 though.
It's not a bad save at all, because he builds up a bit of cash in the act of doing so. Forrest is now the next on the move. Obviously, they're aware of the situation. Forrest doesn't want to go too far beyond that doorway, but we'll see what he wants to take it back. He's going to go out because get flamie down, so 1 down under a save isn't the worst thing in the pistol. Bit more money lost. NIP 2-0 in those rounds, the opening of the halves.
Yeah, it's a replay from flamie. Unfortunately, not many kills to report that round. Just the one, really, that had any sort of impact. It was simple with the push down second middle. Obviously, NIP have been aware of it. We discussed in the first half, they're trying to play a game that doesn't allow him to have opportunities. He's holding so far back, so he doesn't have a chance to take multiple players down. He got punished for the push that round. He could get in his head, as they do Force Spy here. MP9s, deagles, Zeus trying to smoke towards T-step, successful in doing so. Follows it up with the HE. How much damage does it do? Quite a lot. They don't receive much at all in return. Flopsy's going down. The MP9s are working out here. Early advantage and a gun available at the bottom of Banana here. But do they want to try and push and get it?
Simple quick check. Backs away instead. Zeus gonna get more aggressive. He wants that UMP. He succeeds in his attempt and backs off to the site. All above mid right now with the smoke down. Electronic simple. bumыch to hold very passively. No one watching the arch side at all, but they could have electronic to see it. And flamie's getting in position in library now. High smoke on banana. That is a bit of a concern for Zeus, given that he's anchoring but can't see. Counter flash just to buy him some time, but now flamie will confirm they're coming over toward the arch, and that is safety in itself for Zeus. Insecurity, though, for those on the site, because two smokes down, they're able to wrap. Electronic can't do anything. Simple trying to buy himself some space, use his own smoke. Missed the opportunity at the first shot, and he was spotted, which means Get Right was able to work toward him. And like, bro, down on the site, though, bumыch causing problems. If he hadn't found the third, it's a very different round to report. But f0rest finds Zeus instead.
Well, there you have it. Opening kill for Navi, but it's NIP that close things out just about there in the 2 versus 1. bumыch. I thought he had a real chance to close that one out there with the MP9, but not going to happen. It's going to be Navi sweating now. Remember, they just force-ball. They're full eco at this stage. It didn't do enough damage to justify any more investment than just a 5-7 and a P250. Get Right, some lovely shots here on the A side, really confirming things for the Ninjas. Awareness at an absolute peak here. That shot, that's the one that wins the round. He take down Simple, it was low already. bumыch did what he could, but it wasn't quite enough. f0rest watching the flanks, and Simple knows he had an opportunity there. The 1B had to land. We're into the next round. Like we said, full eco. NIP can't afford to give this one up. They will be the first ones to post double digits. That's what the script reads right now, but this tournament's anything to go by. That can change very quickly.
Bro. Bit misleading, I think, just in the X-ray lineup. It's 2 walls to shoot through there.
And one thing you and I have always said about NIP over the years is their anti-ecos are actually pretty promising most of the time. They're not a team known to give these sort of rounds up.
That came in with the threat mentality when he was coaching with them for a period after Pitta, who's now the coach, interestingly enough. So they've taken some philosophies and carried them over to gone back to what won them a major on this stage. Well, Pitta was part of that.
This is what we want to see. The only commitment that's being made right now is Get Right with the MAC-10. That's a weapon that's useless against the rifles. He's allowed to go and investigate, get them an advantage potentially. He's done that. You group as a 5-man unit now. All the pros out there watching, take note. This is how it's done. A real nice attempt from NIP here. Should be giving themselves a maximum chance of winning this round. Full execution on top of it. You got an opening pick, and he's sending in Lekro the AK. Now, where's the smoke as CT spawn though? Wait, what's happened here? It's all falling apart. Forget what I said.
Yeah, everything looks so good. Up until that point, they put utility in the site. They had a good nade towards CT. No one looked at it, and then the smoke came out so late. They lost 2 players, and Electronic pushes back in. 13 seconds, bombs down to the site. Get Right has to go aggressive, and the man with the MAC-10 has to be the savior of the round. He's shut down Lekro midair. How to lose a round by NIP.
I can't believe it. The one time, Matt, I'm giving all the credit out. I'm saying it's there. It's all working. It looks perfect. Why are they not?
We'll show you, Henry.
I know, of course. And it's the one time you don't smoke CD spawn. Like, what's happened there? They just didn't consider CD spawn be a possibility. I couldn't tell you. Don't take anything away from Electronic. That's amazing, but still.
I was even going to go as far as assume that it was smoke because they threw so much utility in the site. They were so confident walking in. Someone just forgot.
But they had the smoke available. We saw it come in after the 2 deaths. It was the perfect round. You couldn't have designed it any better. That's the dream scenario. Full execution, man advantage against pistols, and you've absolutely thrown it away because of 1 smoke. Unbelievable scenes. Well,
speaking of things that are thrown, a couple of nades toward f0rest, and he's down to 42. And Simple makes it much worse with the AWP. Overkill at that point. They'll get the AK back. bumыch hears it though. Peeks. He'll know there's one in alt middle as a result of the sound of the disappearance. But can do nothing of it because even if he wants to peek down from Boiler, there's the uncertainty of how many people possess the aim toward him. Lekro lining up the deep smoke banana toward flamie. bumыch a bit aggressive with that smoke in position. So res, armor, and an AK, he's gone. Lekro likely to pick that weapon up, given that he's the only other one with armor. Plopsky is running the AK without, which means it's a massive factor for the aim punch. He's now the only one left in a situation in which he could not trade on flamie, who got away on 15 HP despite the damage dealt back in his direction. Bomb recovered, but 37 seconds and very unlikely without that armor that he gets very far in this situation with so many players and so much awareness of exactly where he is.
Simple wants to push this. He's trying to bait him out. He's just toying with his food at this point. Plopsky does get the smoke down and nullify him, as he does have a low HP player towards new boxes. A chance at a frag here at least. 20 seconds remain. Already got the 1 kill, but that's all they found in the round. And Zeus, he got 2 before he was dropped. He does get towards coffins. Almost 0 chance of winning this now. That confirms it. Simple with the clean shot. It's 4 players to survive. That was the force buy from the Ninjas there. And it's advantage Navi. They post double digits first. Remember, it was only a few moments ago we were saying NIP, they should be locked in here. That was essentially a full eco they lost to due to 1 smoke and CT spawn. I can't even tell you why that would happen. It's such a basic part of the execution. It was looking so good for them. And they just gave it up for free. Glocks across the board. NIP not investing a single dollar here. Not even a flashbang, not a P250, just a B rush. Zeus and flamie on the cards here for a nice spray down. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we want to see as the bloodbath continues to boil. There will be 4 kills found quickly. There is 1 traded back in return, but that's about it. 11-9, Navi on the CT side now. Remember, this is their pick. It's Mirage next. And on the CT side, you'd expect them to close this one out now, considering they've got themselves a nice foundation of cash at this point. Symbol's knocking the door, $9,000. Incendiary down. Pretty simple procedure here, no pun intended, for Zeus and Co to finish things off here. Just a 1 kill given away as we see a full array of rifles here for an IP. 1 Krieg for Plopsky, 4 AKs on the others, and bare bones utility as well. They're going to struggle with this one.
Deep smoke, high Molotov. No one's really going to get position at this point. Very different setup this time for Navi, though, over toward A. Anticipating the fact that they've given up Arch. Zeus is going to head back in that direction. Simple is fine on his own, I would say. I think he's proven that he can stay home alone now, Mom and Dad. And that's why. Even with the flash, nails Plopsky. Forrest intentionally leaves the bomb behind. Bumych spots him, but he spotted in return, and Forrest is aware of how that setup plays. Usually a bait and switch position, so he catches out flamie, but was not ready for Zeus to counter peek it from the arch side. Again, that was the rotation. Micro's now removed him, but Get Right wants out. Trades are fairly even. Not anymore. Electronic goes back to back with Simple as they find Rez as well, and it's now 12-9.
Blinking an eye and he missed it. It was looking very good for an IP. Trades were there. Shots were landing. We'll look at the scoreboard quickly while we have a chance. We are going to see Plopsky, the boy wonder, brought in to replace Dennis here. 8 and 15. Still a chance to recover on the T side of Inferno. That's a tall order. At the very top for Navi is Simple. 19 kills. Beneath him, flamie, 18. Electronic, 14. Everyone double digits. Everyone contributing. They've got NIP down to a partial buy once again. CZ's, Desert Eagles. Missed shot from Simple, but still continues to fight here. Doesn't have to go for this pick. But that's not really his playstyle, is it? He'll be holding that and at least making his way towards the bomb side. Decent name thrown, and it looks like maybe a bit of a flash attack here towards the Palmer's position. Not the first kill for Get Right, though. Almost, as Bumych finds him with the AK.
Rez still waits out toward top side of middle with very, very little left in their arsenal, and starting to be less and less members of that arsenal as well, because Bumych finds Forrest. Flash out, Zeus, not quite close enough to go all the way around the corner on it quickly, but he will take his time in clearing angles as a result of it. And Micro, interestingly enough, was still blind despite that much time going on after it was thrown. And we've got a 13th round for Navi.
Certainly do, man. NIP at this point, backs to the wall. Does the AWP come out? I would suggest not. T-side AWP is incredibly difficult to operate with, especially if you're up against Simple. They're going to have to play a very slow game. Use the executions, get that map control. The battle towards Banana is always a massive talking point that I feel like it's going to be bigger than ever here. With 3 players heading towards that side of the map, it's Zeus setting up with the smoke, flamie Electronic to challenge, and Simple providing the pressure towards middle. He's been doing this all tournament, flashed off this time. NIP aware of his antics, it seems. Maybe He had a peek then, I feel like there's a kill, but Flash avoided. He's peeking together here. Are they gonna walk up? Are they gonna smoke him off? Time will tell. They take damage from the HE as he repositions.
Rez around the corner, Bumich in the sight, no one in the pits, and that sometimes can be very costly because you can't do anything to deny plant, but the smoke's down, they're not sure of that. Unfortunately for Simple, he can't capitalize because smoke in front of him. Good read from Electronic. Simple was a dead man as Forrest was trying to sneak in behind, but bomb goes down. Still the advantage to Navi. Get right, off angle. Does that change things? There's two heading that direction. He makes no mistake on the first. Slightly changes it so as to elude the fact that he's left. But Zeus needs to go, oh, nade out, no chance. Go, oh, I say no chance.
How?
Get right should have had that easily.
Yeah,
he got the gun redrawn and suddenly there's an opening.
Well, the low HP, they should still win the round. That shot might confirm things here, but Simple's still alive, but he's bleeding at this point. Towards B at the start, Zeus aggressive. He almost gets a second kill. It's Rez down to 3. He's stuck in the logs right now. Great spray from He will hold the corner. He'll be flashed before he fires, but there's always the chance to hit the shot while you're fully blind.
3 smokes. There's the Banana Man as we speak of it. It's Freiberg's little brother. Smoke down, that's the one I was looking for. 3 smokes, 1 had to go to CT this time, but a counter Molotov, 26 seconds. That buys about 5 more out of it. Have to go in through it, and Zeus knows that, fires at it blindly, and gets 1 further. Rez gone. He was low HP. So it's not the end of the world. He only had 3 on entry. Boost up late on Flower Pots. They're looking that direction. flamie gets 1 more, but now it's Get Right's time to come alive. Yes! He's done it so many times. It might be the last, but he's going to go in style as he gets Electronic as well, and an ace on the cards. Boom, it's trying to work back in from CT.
This is something quite special from NIP. Get Right, especially with 4 kills to his name. He could have the ace this time. It's Bumich who's coming in from the Coffin's position. Forrest towards the well. Will he check it? He certainly will. The dink comes through. That's so unfortunate. Down to 1 HP. You can see what it means to Get Right. That's an absolutely monstrous round from him. It keeps the team alive as we go 13-11. There's money still there for Navi, but my God, did he save the day there. What a play that was. Boosted up, and he just hits absolutely everything here.
He's turned this game around as well because he was very slow. It was about round 8, and he only had 4 kills. This time he got 4 in 1 round, then he's on 17, tied top of the lead of NIP. And this says everything. This says whether he stays or not, that says it all. They know how much he means to the organization. They're going to let him have his moment. And that smile from him, who's normally someone who's so stressed out, he's just going to enjoy this moment.
He's got nothing to lose at this point. Enjoy it. I think that's the operative word there. If he can just have a decent performance here and show the world he's still got it without the pressure on his shoulders, that's going to be something special in its own right. I love that from Get Right. Excellent work, and does keep NIP alive. As we enter round number 25 here, not clear who's going to be taking this. Navi had that round tied up, but Zeus looks to get flashed in here. Top of B, flamie. And more towards Coffins. Basic control, you can see they're a lot more tentative in their approach now. Not wanting to battle as much at the top of Banana, just holding the bomb site, holding on to what they have, which isn't much. flamie, he has a flashbang. Zeus with his smoke, that's all they have to hold off the B. Execution at this stage.
right? They want to lead the way. They jump out, and they swarm bumych. Simple's time to shine. But even in his position, so long as Electronic stays smoked, unfortunately, that means putting another one there at this point in time. flamie's the only one that can counter it, but Simple gets it. flamie finds two. They go to the arch side. Simple steps out once more, and Get Right was going to be the key in all of that, because if he could have had access, if he could have walked out, he could have easily traded him off, but they did so much to counter that play, and NIP goes early.
NIP slightly mistiming it, trying to peek before the smokes bloom, hoping CT to be caught in transitioning positions, hoping they could avoid the smokes there, but it's flamie with the pinpoint accuracy there from the library. He hits 2 kills, Simple swings out with a third, and there was no chance of winning the round at that point, and this spells disaster. Terrorist timeout here, certainly required. As we go into round number 26, Get Right with the only AK so far. He's invested. We'll see if this is where Navi can find map point on their pick Inferno. They have everything they need. They've got a couple of AKs, make it 3 on the CT side here. That's a massive advantage. If you're not aware, this is when you can find the one-tap potential. We saw it before. It was bumych shooting towards Forest. Even the AUG, you'd have to have the barrel down their throat to get a one-shot headshot on it. And with the AK, you have that potential. You can be a little bit more audacious. You can push the angles and actually try and close the game out in the style you choose. This was wonderful from flamie. You can see what I mean. They were hoping to peek that just for the smoke bloom to catch CTs out. But if anything, it cost them the round. And Simple loving it. He'll take those shots all day long. The bomb was down. They had to commit to it. And the buys will come through. 10 seconds remaining on this timeout. We've got 3 AKs so far. Problem is, Forest, $2,700. Rez with 3K. Do they want to go Mac 10s here? Do they want to go deagles and just be thrown in towards a bomb site and see what the rifles can do? It's a deagle for Forest. It's a deadly one. He's very good with it. Rez on the Glock right now. He can afford an AK or a Galil. He has armor already. I would say AK by his standards. I'd rather have him with the better rifle instead of the utility. He's gone down to 2,300 though, as we call for a technical timeout. He went for the Galil, just to note, so opting for a bit more strategy here, which might make sense considering Simple is such a dangerous factor for them. They need to try and push him back and remove that vision. We just had a monitor crash, that's all, so hopefully just a simple turn on and off sort of situation here. And we're ready. We're back into the action. It's all good, Matt.
Loose cable, give it a wiggle.
Exactly, that's all it needs sometimes.
So, at 14-11, pressure firmly on NIP to win out this round, or there's no money left to defend map point. Simple. Don't need to tell you what gun he's got and what he wants to do with it. Fast out of spawn, he's got a quick one. He wants to go immediately for the shot. He's already there, jumps across, a little bit late. Couldn't quite catch them as they came up T-stairs, and they did go up quite quickly, because even though he couldn't catch them, neither could bumych, who came down expecting it to be open. The tag, that was big. The fact that it hit him directly, they knew exactly where he was.
Yep, pre-fire comes through. They know he's got to avoid the flames. There's only one place he can be in that smoke, and likely to be lined up with the wall as well. But they're going for the banana split here. Quite a delicious one by the looks of things. As Get Right leading the charge here. Zeus seems to be very aware. He's called it. He knows he needs at least one frag here.
I love that he fires himself up too. A little stretch of the arm.
He's like, right, I've got to perform.
Here we go, boys. Time to flex.
Here we go.
And he's got the position. You were right there. Oh, almost lined up for him, to be fair. That was about as close as not getting a kill as you could with 2 players in front of you, because he got 13 damage left on Get Right. Lekro does go down afterwards, but Simple missing an uncharacteristic shot. He did take his time to line it up, but why is Rez not fighting back?
I don't know.
I didn't see his position. Did he fire all his ammunition in a spray? Was he just completely circuit overload?
I couldn't tell you. He went, maybe he thought it was a teammate, maybe he slowed too much panic, maybe no ammo. You're right, there's so many different things. I have to watch the replay afterwards, but who knows? He definitely saw the shot fired in his direction, but still the retake continues here. 2-on-2, Get Right low, and we've got one play out towards the ruins. That is the aforementioned Get Right. Forest will have to be the one with the responsibility of the fragging here. He's got 100 HP, no nades, and he's taking damage now from the HE.
59 HP, and good enough to find Simple, the hardest one to solve, but it's not to discount Electronic. The unfortunate part is he was stuck in the site. Forest shuts it down. Must win round, and NIP are still alive.
They might have broken the finances here as well. That is absolutely huge. Remember, they came into this round with 3 rifles, deagles, PD-50s. They managed to pull it off. It comes right down to the wire as we have another timeout here. 14-12. Navi averaging around $3,000 at this point. At the very top of the chart, Simple with 5,000. Electronic just beneath that. Problem is Boomich, $1,800. Flamie, 38, Zeus, 33. Do they want to buy into this one? They could take a buffer round. They could just allow it to go 14-13. That allows NIP to get closer. There's another option of trying to keep them on a leash, go for map point here, and go for the haymaker, the knockout punch. And force buy into this with a simple glass cannon AWP and electronic, or perhaps maybe the M4A4, and really go for it. They don't have to, but it is an option. Are they checking Get Right's PC for cheats at this point? It seemed that round was a little bit too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir, can you please close word.exe?
That was like, I haven't seen anything like that from him in a long time. That was something quite beautiful.
Excellent to watch, but obviously, yes, technical delay on Get Right's PC, so we'll get to the bottom of it, hopefully. I think they're checking. He's looking down the line, and judging by Peter's movement, the mic's cutting in and out, I think, is the issue. They do have noise-canceling microphones as well as just the headsets now. So what that means, obviously, is it means they can't use...
Here's the replay, man. So, first shot fired. So he brings up the gun, then the knife. That's what I don't get. He's not trying to jump into safety.
Maybe he thought it was a teammate. Maybe he just didn't identify the situation at all.
If you had run out of ammo, which it didn't look like he had, you would just knife out, jump to logs, right? You just get out of there. You wouldn't just start crouching and looking into a wall. But still, they win the round. So I guess it doesn't have one of those knock-on effects we'll talk about, like the big infamous knife earlier in the tournament. So there we go. Just a weird moment there. And we'll see whether this sound issue is resolved. It looks like we might be ready to play as the headsets.
Ooh, I like that. Admin jumping in immediately, making sure no discussions.
Indeed.
But they're still checking to make sure Chris can talk. But I'm speculating here, but it looks like either a noise gate of some fashion. Yeah, Mike, they've just said it actually in chat because they were wondering on the Navi side. They've asked them. So something's cutting. He's not getting all of his words through. It seemed intermittent. See if they can solve it quickly. Hopefully they can. As I say, a lot of it comes up. We sometimes have a noise gate on our mics as well for different reasons, so we don't get double pickup. Me yelling loudly comes through not only my mic, but yours. Don't overtalk each other. Don't get too much feedback from crowd. In the case of the players, it's very similar, but they don't want to have the crowd be able to identify noise. You know, players used to be quite sneaky, hold mics open on purpose so that they could get information, even hear us booming through the sound system, even though we're not directly near them. So there was all kinds of little tricks like that. So it could just be something in the software playing up in that situation. It could be a hardware issue as well. But judging by the fact that they're all tabbing and going through programs, I would say they are trying to solve it on the software side.
Yeah, this is going from a mild issue to quite a severe one. We've got two admins down there trying to work it out. It is just voice, so hopefully it won't take too long here. But I can confirm, and as you can see on the screens right now, it's just a deagle purchased by Flamie. Suggests they are going to take just a partial here. The way this tournament's gone, though, so far, that doesn't mean much. It could be absolutely anything happening in round number 27 here. But the nod of the head is Get Right. A player, this could be the last time we see him in the NIP jersey. He's been wearing it since 2012 now.
And I can't stress to you how much that really means. I mean, you got to take a moment and look back over the stats, over the history of all three Counter-Strike versions, and he's up there with the very best, no matter what argument you're having, no matter what statistic you're looking at, bar maybe AWP. But everything else, in every other way, that guy has invented or reinvented his role in the game in some fashion. Spray control in early CSGO, every gun in CSGO, it was a new thing at the time, has its own recoil pattern. He was the first and probably the best to figure them out in the early days, part of the reason NIP was so successful, and he was the best player 2 consecutive years on the HLTV ratings. Yeah, he's an absolute legend. If he walks off of NIP right now, sure, we may see him again on another team, we may not. It's a big thing. Everyone, no matter if you're an NIP or Get Right fan or not, you have to appreciate what he's done.
Yeah, you got to respect it. One of the absolute greats. As Flamie, his stats speak for themselves as well. He'll be right up there with 23 kills, having a great game there, along with Simple also with 23. As I'm just going to check the chat right now and see what's going on. Still seems to be a slight issue here. We are seeing the admins and the headsets still off, so still we will wait. If you are just joining us, this is the first map of our closing quarterfinal of the day. NIP versus Navi. We're currently on the pick of the CIS team. They're 14-12 up on the CT side. But Get Right, the man on your screen right now, a player allegedly removed after this event, or potentially the major, will be showing us some absolutely marvelous things on the server so far. Oh, that looks absolutely lovely out there. The Cologne crowd, even on a Friday, Matt, packed to the rafters.
Couldn't think of a better Friday night, to be honest. Last year, you guys were quite clever with your phones. Got the ESL written in the rafters. We call it the Cathedral for a reason. Privileged to be on the stage every year in this building. 5th year. And it's been sold out every time for good reason.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the absolute favorites on the calendar for the players, the spectators, and us included.
And think about the teams we have left right now. We are lining up to have an absolutely incredible run to Sunday.
Yeah.
With the 5 teams remaining. Will be 4 when this one's done. It's either NIP, Navi. They'll play against Liquid on the other side. You've already got Vitality going up against Astralis. As such, by the way, just to note, they said it in the interview, Vitality has not played Astralis yet, so we'll see really who's clever there, who can bring something that perhaps surprises the other. How good is the scouting on the other side? Or is it back to basics, play your game, play your style, and don't overthink it? Because again, not knowing each other, it's going to be very different. So they are going to do a hardware swap by the looks of it on stage. Might even have to do a Steam re-auth. That's the hard box. Usually they put the phones in.
Exactly, the 2-step authentication required on Steam. That's why the phones are brought back out. You're not allowed any phones on stage just to avoid any tomfoolery. So hopefully we'll be underway in a few minutes, but this could take some time.
If you want a chance and you want to let them know, Get Right has his headset off. It's an appropriate time for affection. Maybe not. He's an emotional player at the same time.
Well, while this concludes, Matt, we're just going to get everything underway and tested. We do have a lovely little piece on Lecro, just to kind of fill the time and fill the air while we get everything sorted. We'll leave you with this right now.
Ways of going mid is either you play against an aggressive upper who knows you're playing AK, which sometimes I am, but sometimes I like to change it up. Either go second mid, or I could jump sewers pretty fast, or if you play off, you can punish other uppers when they believe you have AKs. So there's a lot of ways you can just try to mind game the other players. Good way to know where if you're gonna head banana or mid is by counting the smokes a lot of the times, or utility. So you know how many smokes there are left, or Molotovs, or something like that, or if you just feel like, if you have some call in the beginning of the round that you feel like they're playing heavy B or heavy mid, you can use your previous information to choose where to go. Personally, I think smoking off long when you're taking mid is the most important thing. I think smoking short is making yourself very spammable, and if they are boosted on the roof and they have a crossfire from long, you're not gonna end up well. I think flashing the short angles, if they have an upper holding boiler, I think is the most important thing. But if you're playing as a team, you should have a standard mid take. But if you're playing in matchmaking or Faceit or something, or ESCA, I think you should just use flashes a lot.
Well, there we have it. Lecro, the in-game leader for NIP, with some tips there on Inferno for you guys at home. He's having a pretty decent game so far. A rifler, now Orpa. He can do it all. One of the young guns brought in a few years ago as the Mexican wave comes in. I love this, guys. Keep it going. Keep it all the way around, please. Commit to it. We need to see it make it all the way around. There it is. Absolutely wonderful scenes there. Oh, it keeps going. It never stops. That's a great effort, Matt. You got to respect that.
We're behind the stage. We're doing it as it goes by us too, I promise.
Exactly, we're doing it. There
My
it
hands
is.
are up.
We're in the
It's a solid wave.
Yeah,
it's got some inertia.
This is one of the best we've ever seen. This synergy you guys have got is sometimes probably better than this one's on the server right now. Yeah. This is amazing.
I think Rushley would surf that wave. Well, we're just about ready. It's not quite back in the server yet, but they're solving and testing the issues because it needs a bit of testing to be absolutely certain. on what will be round 27.
Bumych first time on the stage. I think he's told off. No communication, my friends. Get that headset back on. There it is. None of that. As we do hope to see GetRight get back on the server momentarily. The small technical issue has turned into a bit of a mammoth one.
Well, and the issue is how the momentum swings in these moments, because
that's a good point.
NIP just came off of a must-win round.
Yep.
They're close to breaking down Navi. It's 14-12, and they're not out of the woods yet. I said if they lost the last round, they would play against map point with no weapons. They're still fighting a similar fate if they don't succeed here. Bomb plant at the very least, but you're still on map point.
It's a very interesting idea. We have confirmed that Navi are not going to force buy, at least from what I can see. flamie purchased a deagle, right? So they are going to allow NIP. I say allow, it should be going down to NIP, get to round 13, and Navi will have everything they need to try and close this one out. Apparently, we are fixed. We are ready. We are connecting on the server just now. GetRight is making his way back in. Thank you so much for being awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully this will be underway very shortly. This is only the first map. You guys have provided some excellent entertainment in the downtime here. GetRight just needs to get on the server. We'll get this one underway. Your closing quarterfinal of the day here. The crowd is still going. Get your phones out as well. Let's just make this a special moment at this point. For a special man that has to reconnect. And GetRight's flashbangs, yes, we mentioned this earlier in the tournament. He is technically a support player now. The lurk role doesn't really have a place in today's game. It's not as prevalent, but his support play has been great. He did in-game lead for a few months, but ever since he's come off that, he's been focusing more on this full-on support style. Flashbang assists have been wonderful. He's been doing a great job in that department, and this game, he's had some world-class moments. It feels like the pressure's off his shoulders. He's able to show us what he's capable of still. When the whole world isn't against him. And we haven't seen him get on the server quite yet, but I got a feeling we're very close. There he is. He has connected. I can confirm. GetRight is back on the server. I can see him spinning around. He's testing the mouse. It looks like we might be underway. The console has been set to ready. Ladies and gentlemen, 14-12. Make some noise. This quarterfinal's getting back underway. It's Navi in the lead, but can they hold on? They've got a full eco to fend off here. NIP will have a huge advantage. Can they find round number 13? Can they steal the map away from Navi? GetRight finds himself back on the server at this point. The money's there, the AK's in hand. And it will be a tactical timeout now, just so they can actually talk at this point, Matt, as it's been about 10 minutes since they've actually been able to chat. So 30 seconds now just to decide on the game plan. Like I said, flamie did buy a deagle before, but they might go against that at this point. A full restart came through. So they could go for the AWP here. Glass cannon on simple, electronic with a full rifle setup. That would be a gamble and a half. You do that, they're tying it up to 14-14 if you lose that round. If you allow this one to go by, take the partial, you can be fully equipped and close it out in the way you want. I'm so interested to see which way they lean towards here. Nothing purchased as of yet. 10 seconds remaining, and we're back into the action. There it is, flamie with the deagle once again. Looks like that's all they're really bringing. zeus with the incendiary. Simple's got a shotgun here, a Nova. So there is something happening here. There's a set piece coming through. Here we go, back into the action. 14-12, and a shotgun has been brought out. I'm so interested to see what they do with it.
I respect the decision from Navi not to get too carried away with the money in this round, because that would make problems worse. They still have a buffer of 2 rounds. So really, this should be NIPs, but I need not tell you how monumental it would be if they lost it. GetRight takes his time, checks inside a boiler. Nade on top of it to clear out the stairs, just to push any of the defenders back. zeus, he's over toward B alone. Just to note, there's a stack top mid, we saw it. And he's hearing some activity toward the top of Banana, but Rez and Plopsky are also a little bit timid, but as you say, you built it up very well, and they did do very well in this situation last time. It was the single smoke missing that cost them, but up to that, the way they constructed the round, the way that they checked off the angles and cleared the control was brilliant. And they're doing that again now, except they overlooked the slight angle that's going to catch them out top middle. Bomb, thankfully, is over toward B, though, and they'll head that direction. The single kill, Navi's aware of it. They're going to try and rotate and catch them out. Gun is available in the bottom side of middle. They're going to push down. Simple's gone by it, though. He elects not to grab it. He still has the shotgun. There's a gun that could have been easily grabbed at the top of mid. They won't have, but they've got them pinched in, and Simple is on the flank. Get Right starts it off. Simple knows now he needs to close the ground. He needs to get behind them. He needs to make the Nova work, and now it's upgrade to the AK, but Plopsky on him too soon. Zeus, he's still got res. 18 seconds, bomb with 1 HP. Get Right's gonna try and put it down. Plopsky has to. He's done it! He's gone! He could lose another one! One-on-one, he's gotta get to the bomb. 10 seconds, there's time enough to do so, but the rotation from flamie already in. He's gotta hold it. flamie's gonna sneak in so soft, and Plopsky, just barely gets over the half wall, but he's still not aware. He's in behind. He is now. He is now, and there's no gun in the direction of flamie, but he's gonna deagle! Map point Navi!
There it is. The round they couldn't afford to lose. Navi entered with a Nova shotgun, a deagle, some P250s, and Zeus in his incendiary. I didn't think that investment was worth it. $600, it's a massive one to make, but it saves the day, it buys the time, it delays NIP for so long they can't even think about the flank, and it's the shotgun that connects, and it's a gut punch to the ninjas at this point. The wind taken out of their sails, and now the pressure's on them. How does that happen? Forest didn't stand a chance, and the 1 versus 1, I can't believe it. flamie, I thought he missed his chance at that point. It didn't look like he'd done enough there. Plopsky had the advantage, and he turns around and gets a bullet to the face from the Desert Eagle. We're into the next round. Here comes Forest. He's good for nothing, but there is the trade. flamie alone on the B bomb side now. Do they fully commit to this push?
It's going to be flamie that has at least hold it off. Drops the bomb for a moment. Lines up another headshot on the third. So crisp, so concise, and it might be exactly the last round of this game. As a result, Plopsky's going to plant. AK still in hand. 2 kills. This needs to be an ace from the rookie on NIP.
Ouch.
First time on a stage like this for him. And he doesn't seem too scared or timid, but stepping into the smoke, Electronic closes it out. Navi take map 1. It is their map choice. And Mirage comes up next.
What a game. That really has set the scene. We had some absolutely spectacular moments. That's what you want to see. Navi picking up that map pick. It was a close game, 16-12. Some absolutely electrifying moments in there. Get Right's performing with some stunning moments, and Simple, he's hitting absolutely everything, but flamie stole the show at the end. He finishes at 28 frags and 18 deaths, and a really clinical finish. With that spray down the AK-47 at the B-bomb site.
With that, we've got to take a break. What a finish. It was worth the wait. We'll be right back with the desk and map number 2.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the side.
Мне кажется, это отличное приобретение.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
The truth is so hard to find. With all the things that's going on, I lost track, I felt so strong. I got you on my mind, but something's been done wrong. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of, dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you. open. Anonymous light from within your home. You better hold me down. You better hold me down. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you. Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything. All that and more you'll see. Just stay right here with me. Love is not fiction, but this time the story's about a king and a queen will pretend to be with paper crowns. With paper crowns. With paper crowns. With paper crowns. You don't wanna leave. I'm the one to keep. Unknown enemies out of our fortress. With paper crowns. Take what you want from me. I'll give you everything. All that and more you'll see. Just stay right here with me. Love is not fiction, but this time the story's about a king and a queen will pretend to be with paper crowns. With paper crowns. With paper crowns. With paper crowns. A king and a queen will pretend to be with paper crowns.
Last year we were here in Bananas, and the year before only he. have the banana. And so we said, okay, now we're the banana squad.
Well, speaking of banana squads, there's the ninjas in pajamas. Not so much ninjas and bananas, but they're going to have to bounce back after the 1 from flamie. I think we're just about ready to get into the second map. I'm going to kick it back over there to the desk.
Gentlemen, ladies, and everything else, we've got to talk about
Bananas.
this one. Duncan, bananas for one. But gentlemen, we haven't got too much time, and there is so much to talk about, so I feel a bit flustered. Thorin, Pimp, introductions, machine. Okay, job done. Let's talk about this. We said flamie, and the stats you pulled, Jacob, were so interesting, and I have to bring it straight back to you. You outlined his performances outside of major events, I think majors in particular.
Yeah.
But the pressure was the context. He's done it again, top of the scoreboard.
He was 4 for 5 in opening duels. He had the highest ADR and the highest rating on the entire server. flamie definitely showed up in this game, and that's what he does, apparently. When the pressure's on him, when it really means a lot, flamie is just a completely different player. I don't know what it is. Could it be motivation issues, you know, not setting himself up rightly for the games? But in this one, he was on fire, and that's exactly what Navi needs, not only to beat NIP, but to take the entire thing.
Sure. Yeah. I was getting flashbacks of last year when they played Astralis on the same map, because I tell you what, people always say, like, since you see Simple killing everyone, what does Zeus do? Like, what is his impact? Tell you what, on CT side, he does an approach a lot of people don't like, is he likes to gamble stack when he's on the ecos. When he doesn't have money, he will literally just do a stack where if you happen to read it and guess, you can just go to the other side for free and you always certainly win the round. But as you saw, 2 big times. One time when Pimp showed it and right at the end there with the hero shotgun. That was all made possible by the gamble stack. So it is gambling. It's a real tough way to play the game. But if it works, it can get you a game that otherwise you would have lost.
Incredibly close. The Ninjas in Pajamas did put up a fight. We said we wanted to see a bit of NIP magic. Well, if ever there was a time to do it, it would be now. Mirage. They chose to take it here, and that raised your eyebrows initially, Jacob. This is do or die, sink or swim. What's the chances?
It's a map that they're not known to be good on, but they must have a reason to do it. And one of them could be the fact that we have seen Navi play it in this tournament. They lost 16-8 to Liquid. It wasn't a great showing. They didn't seem to have anything to put into it. So NIP maybe has watched the demos, seen something they could take use of, and that may be the only chance in this one. Mirage is a kind of open map, so if you have Res showing up Plopsky at the end of that game as well, well, you have a chance, of course.
Well, Plopsky, he had a chance to actually win that 1v1 versus flamie. My goodness, Get Right has looked to be stepping his performance up as well, Duncan. Who is your player to watch coming into this one? And I know Simple is in the server.
Sure. I'll just say, because I want to see Nip have a great game, let's say Rez. If he gets those entries going, that can give them a chance to get in this one.
And get into this one we will. It's time for Mirage. NIP fans, I heard you. I know you exist. They have to win Mirage. Let's jump in. Henry G and Sadakis to commentate.
We shall do the best we can to honor the game that this is. Navi versus NIP, but hang on, we're not going yet. We've got a hold, we've got a pause called immediately.
We're gonna have to slow things right down as we luckily didn't get too far into that round. We're gonna be cutting out as we'll check out who will be starting where at least. Navi on the CT side here, and NIP, interestingly enough, on the T side. It's their pick, and they need to win this one, of course, and we'll see what they can do. I agree with Duncan. The player to look out for is going to be Rez for me. He's been absolutely stunning throughout this tournament, one of his best of recent memory. And we have a small issue here. This time it's going to be flamie. Looks like another microphone issue as we get ready to begin map number 2. I mean, a few of those this quarterfinal. We apologize. It's hopefully not going to take too long. There's a man himself. Great showing on Inferno. A bit of a crowd favorite. You got to love Get Right. Absolute legend of the game.
Legend indeed. And the odds were, interestingly, 5-1. But when you consider the fact that it was 16-14, okay, 4 rounds apart, you think about the economy when it was 14-12.
Yeah.
And the situation that they found themselves in on the Navi side, that was a close game on Inferno.
It really was.
And the great turnaround of the first half as well, from being down 1-6 by NIP to close it to 8-7.5. All the conditions are there. That was Navi's map choice. All the conditions are there to suggest Mirage could go NIP's way, and it should be a close game.
Hopefully. That's what we want to see. We want to see it to go the full distance here. That would be absolutely fantastic. Pistols, though, always so important in today's game, but second round even more so at this point. It seems like the second round force fight seems to be such a horrible situation for so many teams here at the tournament so far. get that bomb plant on the T side, you get a few kills, you bring out a couple of AKs in that second round. It's destructive and difficult to contain. As we'll swap out the audio boxes again.
This one right at the start. Forrest giving us the eye.
Yeah, the classic Forrest eyebrow there.
It is. That has been around
The Rock
forever.
used to have that one trademarked. I think Forrest has it now. It's kind of taken it.
Yeah, but The Rock was cooking Forrest.
That's true.
So he's like the final boss.
Well, Forrest is more famous anyway. It's all good. Looks like we're all good here to go as well, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready. Your second map begins right here, right now. Navi versus the Ninjas in Pajamas. It's Mirage. Let's make some noise. We'll get into this one. We'll have a look at the buys as they come through. We've got the 2 smokes available for the Ninjas. A couple of flashbangs, 1 Molotov suggests to me a classic A finish here. 2 smokes towards steps and jungle. Molotov as shadow flashes over, but the bomb towards top and middle, so the smokes are there. But will this be an actual A finish here? It's going to be a great shot either way from bumыч. He's pushed to Palace. He gets the first kill. Electronic spot 3 as the Molotov deployed towards the window. They're going to go fast towards that connector, and bumыч can't find a second kill just yet, but there it is.
He's fallen. Oh! That's a stylish one if I've ever seen it. I was going to say, didn't go all the way towards CT. Has to be careful of spawn, or excuse me, A-main, but apparently not. Plopsky trying to regain territory. Bomb down. No one even found much damage on the NIP side, and that means Navi get their first pistol in the series and start off 1-0.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous start there. Not the tactic I was anticipating. A lot of teams run that 2 smokes towards A, flash over, use power and numbers, and they were suggesting that was coming through. They did the smoke, and the flashbang came in, and they went fast towards middle. Molotov to try and get themselves in towards that connect. You see the smoke towards jungle. That's to suggest it would be the A-ramp play, but bumыч already killed the Palace player. They're going for the A split. He manages to get that second kill and the third as well. Really, really strong stuff here, and a full eco. Without the plant, difficult to justify the full investment here. Great run boost from the Ninjas here. They are living up to their name, as they might be able to get a kill. No, another very quick round there. Another clean sweep as we go 2-0.
Yeah, kills 10-0 as well.
Yep. Wow.
Not to worry. Yeah, don't overthink that. Obviously, okay, pistol, you got slaughtered. That one, just forget it. Throw it out the window. And it's on to the gun round. Simple. Showing some form, but a double stack window is interesting as well with the rifles, considering a smoke can do so much potential damage in that setup, and they're going to throw one there this time. Simple's going to beat it. He gets to catwalk. They threw a deep cat smoke. He's forward of it, not the high one, so he can actually fade off into that. It kind of favors him in some ways. He hits the fast shot and disappears.
AK's out. bumыч hungry for frags. They're pushing for the A ramp. There are players behind that smoke, and no one's sure which way it's going. Get right suspects he might come around the corner here, but that would be an aggressive maneuver there from bumыч. He's backed up from Electronic here. They've only actually got a couple of rifles here against 5 AK-47. That's why they're being a little bit more active at this point, trying to get some intel. Haven't really got much on that. All they've confirmed is no one's setting up for an A execution off the bat, at least.
Molotov inside of the door. Right. Finding Electronic quite comfortably.
Yeah, he was flashed over there, so they were trying to get that first bit. They could detect the danger on the other side, but it doesn't work out. Incendiary throw now. flamie can pull this round back. He's bought some time here. Flashbang's decent, but 2 players in front of him has to have perfect headshots, but he's being pincered all over. They didn't have much to work with here going into this round. Remember, they didn't even drop a single kill going into round number 3. So this is a bit of a bonus situation for them. They're going to have plenty of cash for that next round, but still, what can they do? Can they find any damage here whatsoever? Simple trying to cause it. Takes players tantalizingly low here. A double kill comes in. That might be enough now. He doesn't want to go and win this round. He just wants to keep them low, so when they fully buy next round, then they can actually really punish them going forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely the case. And Zeus as well can't do much with the MP9 at range, but he's going to at least try and get behind them, surprise them, and get more money out of their hands. You can tell by their positioning. It's, as you said, not the round win, but the long-term effect that this round will have for them as Get Right just confirms no one else is near the bomb, and will slowly but surely head back towards spawn. Zeus is up above, the exit from Palace. He can swing out if Get Right goes beyond the corner and surprise him quite quickly.
Now that's what I call the bonus round these days, right? You've had a perfect start, you got a 2-0, you know AKs are coming out in that third. That's a great kill, by the way. Yep. And now, you probably won't win this round. If you do, amazing. That's why it's called a bonus round, right? But if you can find 3 kills there, keep a couple of players alive with a rifle, you've made a ton of money, and you've removed a lot from their pockets. So this is looking very good for Navi. The orb certainly available. Great stuff from NIP. It's a nice pincer. They were very aware of the potential push coming in towards that A ramp. They avoid the flashbangs. They managed to trade out. They do pin to the site. But this is the all-important round. Remember, they lost 3 players still, even though it should have been a clean round. Simple. 2 kills from spawn. As he gets into number 4 here, it's going to be Simple now towards that connector. Ready to fight, of course. Has he got himself a gap? I don't think so. He'll have to fall back.
Forest still trying to find some room. Nate. It's a good one. Plopsky's there at the chair, and that puts him on to 58. Incendiary further will remove him. Does it, though? It did. Okay, it looked like, as we cut away, I thought maybe it was down below and didn't quite make it, but Plopsky is forced to work down toward connector. Rez is already working on that with him, along with the Galil. He has the AK. Forrest goes back for the bomb, and A looks to be the name of the game. The end game, shall we say.
We shall. Big round here. Less than a minute now. Ninja's looking to finish up towards the A site, but look at the setup from the CTs here. It's Simple rotating back in through spawn. Flashbang to enable access towards the A site for Get Right, who will be given the responsibility of entry here. Flashbang is delivered. bumыч will have to fall back, and they've actually got a clean run at the site, but Simple is ready and waiting. No smoke on his position, none available actually, so he's got a bit of a shooting gallery coming in here. Plopsky with the first kill, but Simple still alive and well.
Shot out with the op. Lands. Necro will get bumыч from above. Plopsky forward, but misses out with the shot. flamie. That gives him access, and a second kill on that? Get Right does very well to respond as quickly as he does, because that was the opening that Navi needed, and Simple still alive, but not for long in the eyes of Rez. Oh, and he confirms it with a little bit of firing at the body.
Scary round there. NIP very patient. We saw it in Inferno as well. They're trying to remain as passive as possible, avoid the aggression from Navi, disallow multiple frags from Simple, and you can see them doing a great job here. Lovely shot there from Get Right, who was just about to receive a bullet in the head from flamie. He's been playing incredibly well here. He knows that's the big round. It's shattered the economy of Navi at this point, as they'll have P250s and deagles, no armor. 1 nade available, that's for flamie. 2-2 to scoreline here. NIP's pick. That's why they're on the least favored side of the terrorist forces. Mac 10, the perfect weapon for this round, farm some cash, and we said it before, Matt. NIP, very good at the anti-egos. They had the perfect setup in Inferno. 1 key detail, that missing smoke cost them the round and potentially the game as well. They're going to have to hold on to these sort of rounds. They can't afford to give any more of these away.
All right, waits with the Mac 10. Very tenuous situation to be in at that range. Pistols actually could pick away at him just as quickly should they get the lineup, but they are approaching on catwalk while he distracts and keeps them busy at the back of the hallway. That allows Lekro to line up through the window, and they've already detected the fact that there are more players over there. flamie got Plopsky, but bumыч down, Simple's in the window, not really much going on. Again, NIP, barring that one smoke that Jacob pointed out again on the desk, have had a very good approach to these rounds, which for you and I, Henry, and perhaps many others who watched yesterday as well, is refreshing after watching Vitality struggle so many times last night. In these situations, Rez, good find to Electronic. Just flamie left.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's certainly been situations where people aren't giving themselves the maximum chance of winning, should we say. Either way, 3-2, NIP in the lead now. Money stabilizing, but still not at a fantastic position. Simple can afford the orb and armor. He'll go for Kevlar instead of the helmet so he can get some bit of utility here. Smoke would be great. Zeus to the Orc, only player who seems to be running that weapon now in Navi since the nerf. Simple actually gets the helmet instead. I guess it makes sense considering Get Right at the Mac 10 wants to make sure he doesn't go down to that weapon. And now he'll be fighting once again as the smoke this time gives him a gap so he can look towards top and middle. Has anyone crossed yet? Not quite. And
This
they're
is
ready.
nice.
You can see NIP just waiting for players like Simple to get over aggressive, get that pick, and then make their move there. They really don't want to feed the star players at this point. Give them nothing. And they know the money's low as well. There's barely any utility on the CD side. They have one smoke remaining at 120. They have to hunt for kills here. They know it. They're trying to check every angle. Zeus is pushed up in B. He's about as far as you can be pushed forward in those B apartments. He's holding on the sofa, and they're just going to stack towards A and hope for the best. This would be a gamble stack. Sure, it's a 5-on-5, but they have no utility. They cannot hold off an execution. Oh, they're going back towards B. If Zeus, that's the ultimate one and done position is what he's in right now. And it's commonly checked, flashed. If he even gets one here, I'll be impressed.
4 straight in. Zeus. There's the one. They didn't flash it. Get right down. And he actually finds a second. They're lining up and going one at a time. They almost made that too awkward and too easy. It's a door frame. You've got to push through, not stop in the middle of it. Simple. He doesn't hit. Misses a second, but smartly finds, I thought, safety in an angle. But Lecro is ready for it. And Forrest onto bumych. flamie in the window. Electronic down to 9 HP. They'll regroup and reposition, try and play this together. In fact, I take that back. I thought it was going to be Electronic trying to jump back through the window and get to flamie for trade potential. He's going to try and flank around toward the apartments.
Yeah, that's a great move. A nice plant from Forrest. Molotovs towards short to guarantee the plant. He is the master of these scenarios. He's going to take 4 kills in total for him to win it, but I've got a sneaking suspicion he might be able to pull this one off. He knows he has to be active as he repositions, finds the first. He's on the bomb site. The awareness, the IQ, it's just so strong right now. Does he have any idea that flamie's behind him?
This is the issue. And he's going to get taken down. flamie does sneak out. He misidentified which player that was. I think he anticipated the same that we did, that he was going to rotate to checkers. Yes. And he showed up behind. He thought that was a whole different player. And as a result, didn't get the information or deduct that it was going to be flamie walking out. Just barely the defuse. 3-3. Back into it immediately, Navi.
Yes, but by the skin of their teeth there. It was a difficult buy. Remember, they had almost no utility in that round, but flamie best them. And fair play to Zeus. Like I said, that is a one-and-done position. They did not play that correctly. The fact there's a 2-second window between Get Right and Rez going down there, that's not good enough. As soon as your first player face checks that, you need to be there with your brother, going down with him. It can't be that delayed. So the fact that Zeus gets 2 there, remarkable. NIP with a full A execution by the looks of things. Plopsky to show presence towards middle. We have 4 players on the A side of the map. Plopsky will go join them at this point, and flamie looks like he's ready to fight here, but Rez has been one of the keenest aimers of the tournament. There you go, close range Krieg, no problem whatsoever.
Flash through Simple, just looking to see if he can see anything, that is, because smoke and flash in his direction, he's got to back off. Thankfully so, but that gives Rez access. Pushes everyone back behind the execution. That's good enough for now, as Electronic holds the rotation as well at connector. Zeus is back in position.
I think they save here, by the way. I don't think this is worth going for.
And I think they're going to. I think they're already out of there.
Yeah, this was a difficult one for them. If Rez gets such a clean kill like that, you've already got a lack of utility. You've got an auto shotgun, bumych on a UMP as well, but Get Right is aware of it. He'll be heading towards T-spawn. He knows that he can actually sacrifice himself. They can give up 1 player for a couple of kills here if possible. It is a great round for NIP. It works out nicely. Rez, as we spotted, and the analyst as well, he has had a great tournament. We need to see him shine for a chance for NIP to win this map. And so far, so good. 1 kill is all it took, and it's the most important. Great headshot, flamie. He actually seemed very aware of the position of Rez, but couldn't find the shot. Close range Krieg. Not an easy task. He makes it work, and Navi do keep 4 players up here. Did Simple manage to recover the AWP? It sounded like it got dropped at the end or something. Hold on.
No.
Is that on the ground?
Okay.
As I said, I thought I had a drop at the end of the round. I thought, no way. He hasn't made a mistake.
Yeah, it was similar to yesterday when we saw... Who was it? Was it Get Right that looked to try and get the gun?
I know the moment you mean.
Yeah, MBK or Apex, I think is who it was, actually. They tried to get the gun. We thought they threw away both as a result of not getting them.
No, it was Breezy, I think, wasn't it? It was Breezy against Vitality, threw it away. And yeah, I think that's what happened. But yeah, trying to press E on it, trying to get it down. But it didn't happen. Either way, Canatera is now timeouts. And remember, they took a save there after losing only 1 kill, and it was justified. They didn't have the utility to even attempt that retake. And NIP will puncture the A side, no problem, with 1 kill. Auto shotgun still there for Zeus, and he normally anchors those B bomb sites. Historically, teams try to punish that side of the map. See flamie not happy with it. Plopsky again, 1 and 6 for one of the upcoming young stars. Seems to be struggling on that stage. You noted it. Probably hasn't been up anything on this level before, and it's understandable. It's getting in his head, but if you want to be a young star, you got to be able to perform on the stage as well.
Came off of the new Ancient lineup. Pretty meteoric rise for him, because that's a relatively new project as well, and this is the player that they've elected to work with. The core of that team, by the way, for those who haven't followed or haven't seen some of the Tier 2, Tier 3 teams, some of the DreamHack Opens, is essentially the old Epsilon core.
Yes. Right.
Of course, they've gone with the name that Godsent was before they were taken into the company of that organization. When Pronax was at the helm, simple, good position, looking all the way down the hallway. Good jump from Rez to detect it, and that means he comes out from underneath. It works by design. A little bit of luck involved in that he was tagged and not killed, but it pays off.
Yeah, that jump was just brilliant, wasn't it? The fact he was aware of that angle, he jumps perfectly, hits the shot. It's going to be bumyc picking up the AWP, and this boy can use it. Don't worry about that, but they do have a disadvantage now. 5 on 4. Less than a minute remaining. NIP being so slow and patient. It's agonizing for Navi, getting a taste of their own medicine. Still, it's that auto shotgun as Zeus. That'll be rotating towards B, and that would be correct. It's exactly where they're heading. It's flamie who's actually in the old position we saw Zeus get 2 frags from before. Bit of an off angle this time, but the flash absolutely destroys him. How he gets one, I couldn't tell you. Very impressive scenes here, but they have to commit towards B now.
Electronic is there, he's down below, he's waiting to see which way they'll drop. It's an awkward one because they went behind, he had to turn it. How does Zeus get away with that? And now it's on Get Right. He's got a 1-on-2, unaware that Zeus was gonna step back out. Shotgun pays off, and he comes quickly, and he comes chomping away.
We'll take it. The alligator gets fed today. The auto shotgun with 3 kills. I think there was so much chaos going on there. They had no idea where he was positioned as it goes 4-4. NIP a little bit too slow in their approach. They had the 5-on-4 advantage. To be fair, they couldn't have played that better. They knew there was a chance flamie was on the other side. They flashed him. They couldn't have done more there. He got, I won't say lucky, it was a very calculated blind spray, but he got 1 kill there, allowing time and damage to be done. As we'll see Zeus with 3 kills in the auto shotgun. Just so you know, $900 per kill on that weapon. So he's filled his bank account up as we get into an A rush here. bumyc with the first kill, damage done. And they're going to commit off their second kill, no problem at all. And it's the second time we've seen NIP commit before the smokes bloom.
And sometimes that pays off. You see teams gamble it. They want to get that one clean shot while the execution's there. You get a head start on getting into the site, but unfortunately, maybe slow it down because it's not going their way right now. The accuracy is against them, and so is Simple, so is Zeus, who again continues to look very good at an individual level in this event.
Yeah, there definitely is some method behind the madness. It might look a little bit strange, but the idea is it's very telegraphed when you go for the execution, where you can see all those smokes flying over the map. So the idea is when those smokes are flying over, the CTs are repositioning, they're pulling out their utility in response. You've already got 3 players arriving at the scene of the crime looking for headshots. bumyc, though, he was just in a perfect position to shut that down. Spotted 4 players, got an early kill, second one crossing before the smokes even did anything. And it will be 5-4 in favor of Navi at this stage. NIP will have to accept the deco around here. Just some Desert Eagles, a couple of bits of Kevlar, a couple of flashbangs. That's about it. But always a chance with Lecro with the Desert Eagles. So good at opening it up. Maps like Mirage lend itself to the weapon as well. Lots of long-range duels available. Even from A-Ram to CT spawn, you can see a headshot come through.
Ooh, Electronic, good find to Rez. Gives flamie more confidence to swing or slide or whatever you like from catwalk. Bit further on the wide angle toward top mid, not have to worry about anyone sneaking underneath the fence below him. Look at Zeus. Look how aggressive he's being. Good kill. Up against pistols, big risk if he loses the AUG there, but that works out for him because he just was in the right spot.
It seems like he's found some confidence this event. It seems like he shook off whatever his demon was at the last year or so. He's actually pushing for kills and being successful.
That's a pretty rude thing to call Edward.
And you know what I mean. Get Right will be the final player, but he just looks like he's playing with conviction now instead of just trying to hold back and get 1 kill. He actually is pushing and challenging for multiple frags here. So that's great to see. He's had a very interesting tournament. One of the few players still using the AUG on the squad, but it's working out for him. Seen a couple of multi-kill rounds from him.
And just to drive the point home, he's top fragging right now with 10 kills.
Yeah, he's doing a great job here. You don't normally see him, like I said, he's normally considered the weaker part of the map. He's the B anchor, but he's actually pushing the apartments now and actually getting in their heads with some backup of the orbs as well, suggesting you might want to come here. You might not want to do this too much. As Get Right will try and do what he can in the 1 versus 3 here. You don't actually want to challenge him now if you're a CT. You'd rather run the clock down if possible, but not going to be the case. Zeus will get another kill in the round. 11 in total. You're right, he's at the very top. 11 and 3. Next to him is flamie, who's had a great series so far. You've got to say that. Some of the moments, some of the spray downs, especially when that beat bomb sign Inferno, were just magical moments. Round 11, money back there for an IP. It's starting to slow down here. He did manage to get 3 rounds in a row. That's now the favor has been answered back with the same from Navi here. Simple and flamie focusing towards middle. Nade and the first bit of aggression here from the CTs. Astralis smoke not perfectly deployed. You can see there's quite a massive gap there, but flamie's still at the very top of the mid boxes. Simple providing some covering fire here, and the gap, will it be a problem? flamie might be going down here.
He smartly gets back behind the boxes as the smoke dissipates, and therefore won't be spotted immediately, but Forrest is certainly convinced. Flashed out, though. He needed that kill because they knew he was there. They're angling for him. Plopsky's going to burn. He finished it. That was smart from flamie because he was absolutely numbered, and they're going to smoke him out as well. This is such good teamwork to get him in position, get him a kill, and then damage onto Forrest. Oh, that's pretty cheeky.
That's such good synergy there. The teamwork was really impressive. flamie looked like he was done for. He had been nullified. As Forrest was waiting to kill him there. The incendiary, the bit of damage, the flashbangs from the teammate, then the counter smoke to get him out of position as well. This is what we're talking about from Zeus. He's not scared to push towards B. This time it cost him a bit of HP. Same story for Electronic, but still a 5 and 4. Forrest at 31, still with the sniper rifle. As they swap things over, Zeus has also been happy to AWP this event for the first time, and now he'll have to show us whether he's capable. Simple goes down, he'll hold the sniper at the back of the B-bomb site. First kill is his.
Wow, Zeus on an AWP.
Never seen it before until this event.
Yeah, he's had it a few times. We always make that comment. How often do you see this?
Another one.
And this time we're seeing it more and more. Get Right is gone. 2 kills on the AWP, 18 seconds, 2-on-2 in the site, Lycro with bomb. Forrest with an AWP, needs to swing. Bumych gets the kill. Forrest has to be quick. 2 there and too many. As Electronic finds it, we go 7-4 for Navi.
Really like that. Zeus. Normally he'd be hiding back at the site, going for the 1 kill. He still pushes with the advantage. Gets the AWP. 2 kills to his name. Really quite the performance from him so far. I want to see these shots from his POV if possible. Here was the shot from Forrest. Pixel, perfect precision. How is he making that work? But Bumych really well positioned, just denying the bomb at this point. Forrest had to go, I think, for the ace at that point, but nothing he could do at the timing. You just saw the roasting of Plopsky there at the bottom of middle. It was a nice aggressive push. And speaking of aggression, the A site is wide open. NIP will flood in towards the bomb side, but they're finding absolutely nothing here. Wow. It's an absolute brawl, and Get Right might get a second. Oh, the old simple knife.
It bought them space. It still ultimately worked. Him running toward Get Right left him with nowhere to go. Even he's laughing about it.
A wry smile there. I like that. Worth the attempt. And just though he had the AWP, run out of bullets, might as well.
And then ran out of pistol ammo, obviously,
exactly.
also. So, yes, that one's a little different than the one in the group stages, shall we say.
Of course, of course.
I just want to point out, though, both times that Simple has gone over to the B apartments and has looked toward the staircase, he's gone down. First, it was the jump to res. That time, it was the AWP against him. He needs to be aware of it. He's a very dynamic player. It's not like he's relying on that position, but maybe just look elsewhere for a bit because he has been matched in that spot. They're certainly aware of the potential for the peak.
Well then, round 13, running out of options here. This is the only kill really found, and here's the knife attempt. You did see it. You do get $1,500 extra, so knives are not just for showboating. There is cash available there, but had he gone down, it would have cost him quite a lot in having to recover and open another player having to invest. But still, plenty of cash for the Navi squad. Electronic sits at $9,000. Simple as 6K, not far behind, as we see Get Right ready for the aggression, maybe rattled from the previous round. flamie's little gambit towards the top and middle was quite impressive. Had to think quickly on his feet. Wallbang attempt there, not successful. Rarely see a kill in that position, but it is possible. Electronic with the AK. Balls of steel to challenge top and middle. Bumych to watch underpass with him. You can see again, NIP have designed this for Navi. They know there's going to be a lack of respect. Simple with pushing for kills, but they're not giving in. They'll rather run down the clock than push and get information at this point. Smoke, I should say, from Zeus. Trying to funnel them towards A because he is a solo anchor right now. It's not a great smoke. It doesn't really do much for him, but either way, it's down. Rez waiting patiently. Challenge from flamie before on the balcony. A execution looking likely now. We have 4 players outside the A bomb site. They do have all of their utility now. They still have 5 smokes. They have dropped nothing. They've done absolutely nothing in this round so far. Will this be the play that wins in the round? They've got a boatload of grenades to throw in. But before they entered, before they bloomed, will they do the same again or allow the execution to be validated before they make their way in?
And look for the catwalk plants. They want the rotations. Plopski's got Zeus. They know he's there. Electronic and flamie are actually backing to look at that. Electronic wants to beat him to it. This is a weird call because Bomb's still going on A, and Electronic's gone all the way around the apartments, and now he realizes he can stay underneath the catwalk and try and cover him off, but they wanted to plant a little bit further originally. They can't get there, and flamie's aware that the kill came in too soon on the other side of the map. Still, though, it looks like it might have to be a save with the bomb already planted.
Yeah.
Simple's looking. They knew it. They knew where he was. They knew he had to be coming around and what the design was, but they just can't get the shot onto him, and that pretty much ends the round. Electronic takes down Plopski. flamie, not done looking at least, but now it's over.
Well, that's a great round from Plopski there. You can see it all designed. Very slow at the start, nothing done. And they send Plopski towards that B bomb side, knowing that Zeus is there, trying to get the opening kill. He gets one, and you spotted it. You saw those rotations come through straight away. They assumed that A execution was a fake off that kill. They left the bomb site, they left the setup they had established on the A sites. And at that point, NIP flood through. It's a risk, and that's a classic lurk play, you would call it, trying to show presence towards the B bomb site, find a kill, and ultimately cause rotations.
And differently than that, even if you don't get the kill, in that case, as I was saying, if you plant for catwalk, he just swings out and he's still relevant in the A site within 10 seconds difference. He catches maybe one, which he does here against Zeus, who was looking there. So even at that point, if Zeus is already gone, if the defense is in A, if they can get a bomb plant down, Plopski plays out middle, and he's still extremely relevant.
Yeah, that was unlucky for Zeus. He played a very difficult angle to hit. Just a stunning shot from Plopski. 8-5, round 14. It's a round NIP desperately needed. Remember, this is their pick. Hasn't been what they wanted so far. 5 rounds is okay. You're looking for 6 or 7 on the T side, though, where it can be considered a good half. That takes Plopski at the 4 and 12. Those 2 massive kills. He wins the round single-handedly, sure, but that's only his 4th after those 2. So need to see a bit more of that, I would say. Orb towards middle, this time for Forest. Does he hit the shot? Not quite. It's going to be, there we go, Simple hitting absolutely everything. A flurry of frags coming through, and he's going to escape as well.
Get right, sneaking back in, Electronic. Gets him down, that means it's all into Forest, 1 on 4. So just as NIP find success, it'll be robbed and deprived from them yet again. Trying to bait you guys. Don't tell him, guys. Just let him figure it out on his own, okay? He's a grown adult. He's figured out they're certainly trying to pursue and push. Not a lot of money left on the NIP side, and you're right, going into what will be the final round. That is a max loss bonus, but a bomb plant would have certainly, well, I say that, they're still at 662,
Yeah.
there's an op, that's a full buy.
The maximum loss bonus really has bailed them out here. It was a change brought in this year to enable us to have more gun rounds, and that's exactly what we're going to see here. It means the team can't be fully reset after winning 1 round in a game they're struggling in already. This was Simple. We didn't really see it from his POV. It looked like he's almost fed the kills. Where's the smoke? Where's the flash? Just kill after kill. You do not want to present those sort of opportunities to the world's best player. As Electronic, I think he was going for the short jump there, but either way, he was actually going to push towards middle, avoids the flashbang. We know he's deadly. He's got the AK on the CT side. We discussed his prospect on Inferno. That's exactly why he's doing it. You get the one-shot potential, and he's demonstrated it perfectly.
Quick check of the radar and falls back to see what other information he attained, or obtained, I should say, for them, as Lekro just sits back with bomb, even concerned at this point, or taking their time about getting inside Palace. They don't really have much information, but they're going to try and use strength in numbers toward the A site, grouping together. Setting their lineups. So Forest's smoke goes immediately on top of the jungle stairs.
Yeah, this is almost a desperate finish. You got Galil, a 5 on 4. You have no fake potential, no Plopski to find you a kill towards B this time.
Here it goes.
Molotov to be deployed towards Shadow, and we'll see if this is where NIP can bring the round back in their favor. flamie just avoiding the Molotov, and final commitment coming in.
Slightly more open. flamie in that position. Bumych, he's standing inside of Flames. Couldn't, oh, he did. He got one before he went down. flamie gets the other. Electronic ends the round. You're right. When it comes to a desperate thrown execution at the last minute, they're already in the sight. Navi know exactly how to shut that down.
Well, there it is. 10-5 a half, ladies and gentlemen. Navi just a few rounds away from booking themselves a place in the semi-finals. Can they do it? You have to find out after this break.
Passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down and laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Baby, leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after.
Not quite as close on the second map of Mirage. It's Navi that again is in the lead at 10-5, but they swap over to the attack, and momentum is a big part of this map, and NIP could easily get some going here.
Oh, they easily could. If they win this pistol, it's their map pick. They've chosen it for a reason, and it looked like they had a game plan to shut down Navi. Then it's just the individual skills coming through. flamie's had one incredible series here, and normally you're looking at electronic and simple. When he steps up as well, you've got quite the potent combination as we get into the first round of the second half here. 5 players towards A. This is what I'm looking for. A basic execution. Get stuck in with all your star players. The P250 and Kevlar combo for Simple. It's done great work before. Can it be replicated? As it's Get Right to defend here. He's the only player on the A side. He's got a lot of work to do as 5 players flood in towards the site.
Get Right backing off, being a lot more passive in position as f0rest wants to try and do the same coming out from jungle, but look how many players they're putting onto him. He has no choice but to, oh, I take it back. I apologize. He had no choice but to back off. Did well to defend himself for the moment, but Electronic isn't done there. Pushing into Vent, though, unaware that Rez was jumping off the catwalk, and Plopsky swung back in. They've countered that aggression. They put almost everyone, I say almost everyone, into that position. But look at this, doubling up reverse fire. Was he spotted? That's the question. Simple gets 2, but Get Right jumped. I don't think he spotted Boombitch. I don't think they know exactly where he is at all. And Boombitch is going to walk back out, take him down, and he goes back into the same position. It's too far gone. Rez runs it in, but Boombitch says, boom, bitch, because this bomb's going to go off.
That's insane, Simple. He gets the kills required. You can see that adjustment. He realizes the 4-on-2. I have to buy this round for Boombitch. I have to get him a ticket into this round. And it's the double P250 headshot. That's why they give him that weapon. It delivers, and Boombitch, 200 IQ there. It's a lovely setup. The only way they win that round is with the double setup there. The bait and switch. You're not going to check it. He takes the diffuser down. The bomb's 3/4 of the way gone. And he has to hit the shot, the burst fire. Really impressive stuff there from Navi. Classic Counter-Strike. Really, really impressive stuff.
I thought maybe Get Right saw him. I thought maybe there was a chance that they were going to just rush into that corner afterward. As we get right back into the action, it's Rezed onto flamie, and that's a kill, which could amount to
guys,
more
chill
because
out.
he's up close. USP against Simple, double dink, AK down. Rez desperately wanted the weapon, but he won't get there. Zeus can pick it up instead. Mac 10, not as much of a weapon to work with. Electronic back over to Lecro, but Zeus again dinked. They have to be so careful, and I mean, they absolutely heard that. Rez is trying to push it down. Now he has the AK. It's back to a 2-on-2. Boombitch walks back out again, and Get Right left with just the USP, and 15 might not be enough, but Bomb is all the way back towards spawn. If they give him ground to go grab that, he can get a gun. I take it back.
Oh, that was way too close. That was the full eco from NIP, and that's not the way to do it. We talked about NIP showing us how it should be done, and so that one crucial mistake, that's the way not to operate. Sure, you might think they're eco, but running around in towards those choke points, firing off bullets, it might be a lot of fun, but that's a great shot. It looked like it was under control, but all of a sudden, Rez, and that brutal aim of his starts to come to life. The USP finds a couple of kills. It got very uncomfortable. As we get to round 18 here, full buy. Zeus with just a deagle, Simple just rushes in towards A. This is unbelievable. No utilities whatsoever. This is what we call a contact play. Get Right finds it. He'll get Electronic to kick things off. 5-on-4, but still so much work to be done. The old Master Forest looking for headshots towards Palace. Can't get it done. And the A side is under control. Simple looking for headshots towards short. He realizes it's not his advantage. Smokes it off and focuses towards jungle. It's Boombitch watching towards middle. The vent, it's called the murder hole for a reason. It's Simple. He'll be causing absolute devastation towards that side of the map. A 3 versus 1, 13-5 on the card. Simple. He locks it in, and that's a great call from Navi. The fact they know the money's low, they know a force buy is coming, so they took a full eco in the second round, right? And you know they're buying in the third. They will not have incendiaries. They can't maybe afford to smoke at the very start. They won't have the AWP. You've rushed in. You've been very aggressive. They lost the first pick, but Simple, he didn't waste any time at all. He got himself towards jungle, smoked off connector, took the battles where he had the advantages, and stepped away from the ones where he knew he would go down. So that's great. One round. I say that should be 14-5 after this one, then they're 1 away from the series point. Just Deagles and CZs, but they struggled against the USPs before, so you never know. Could be something to this. Lecro and his Deagle, you feel like he's getting one. Yep, there it is. Why they enter choke points with no grenades, I can't tell you. Seems to be a bit of a trend these days, but there's the kill back in return.
Thought if he had got that first jump, he might have had the lineup, but they saw him react. He didn't. They do the same to Plopsky and to Get Right. 14 looking like it is highly likely at this point in time. And that means high amount of pressure on to NIP. Boombitch waits again in mid. Scopes in, sees 2. Knows they're both there. Does go down. Damage done. Enough to secure the rounds. All right, Rez will get a shot back. I don't think they'll go for this, but it's weapons that they can certainly have. Oh, he's done for. I'm afraid too low HP. Surely tries to pre-fire at Rez. Zeus is being smart about this. He's just going to cage him in at this point in time, but if he gets that, oh, it was a good attempt, all things considered. He gets that Krieg back down. Still a gun available for Forest right now.
Yeah, there's Zeus going down, and that's going to be the AK recovered. 2 kills for Forest, got a Deagle, Molotov. So not a bad round, but not a good situation, Matt. It's really gone wrong for them. 14-5 down at this point on their map pick. This is far from ideal. As we'll see now, maybe a tactical pause come through. Might be required at this stage. There are a couple of rounds of being taken down in the quarterfinals. Navi looked destined for the semis. This was pretty spectacular from Forest, but couldn't win in the round, unfortunately. Orbs out for the first time. Forest He is excellent with it, and I have to say, Plofsky, the big stage, couldn't frag on Inferno. Now with 5 and 18, the only impact he's had is that round towards B.
He has had moments. That's certainly true, but you're right. It's not as resounding as they would hope. To be fair, no one higher than 12 currently on the NIP side. Every single player is over that on the other side of it. On Navi, the lowest 2 are 14 flamie and electronic.
Going in towards A, I think that is flashing over and sending bumыч out.
I'll come back to that point about kill totals on Navi in a moment as Forest will catch out bumыч. Electronic to respond with 1, but he's gone immediately after. Good start for Forest, good start for NIP, holding back towards CT spawn. Simple has his own up. Plopsky needs to be the one to shut him down this time. He starts to work into that connector. He starts to want to open a path for his teammates to work in for the front of the site by finding Rez. Plopsky needs to be quick to respond. Simple's not going to overreact. He's not going to force the issue. He's going to let patience work in his favor and let discretion be the better part of it. Everyone's within about 4 kills, top to bottom on Navi. Usually Simple's well ahead. Throughout this whole tournament, they've been close. The bottom end of the team, sure, you're not seeing as much impact per se from flamie, but everyone is so close together, and that's what's really putting them in these positions and finding them through in this now quarterfinal, potentially the semifinal against Liquid, where they certainly will have to play like a team. 2 rounds away from it, but still that will remain the case because down to just Zeus remaining in a 1-on-4.
And the money's broken as well. Those close rounds against the USPs have cost them. They should have a full buy next round, but no, not going to happen. It's Forest with 3 kills. They're trying to just operate in a very default manner right now, in a quick, fast pace. They're trying to bully the fact that they're the ones hitting all the shots, and it's unpredictable. It's stifling to play against. It's not usual. That's running into the A side, taking duels, but this time Forest, the AWP for the first time, does shut it down. And flamie is just going to be the merchant at this point. He's got $8,000. He's going to drop 3 deagles for his teammates at that point. So it's Forest shot. You can see there's no smoke in CT spawn. They're trying to just get in there with nothing at all, just so it's that surprise factor. They weren't anticipating the AWP because NIP aren't really known to have that start orb we talked about. Doesn't work out this time, but they have got the hero AK for flamie, and this is a strategy, I would say, developed by Navi. They started this with symple, but the way flamie's playing right now, the fact he had residual cash, I don't mind this at all. Let's see if he can crack open a side, maybe get us a plan.
flamie's still just waiting to watch and hope that his teammates get closer without being spotted so that they can swarm onto Rez. And that would yield him an AK if they can. Smart from Rez to back out a little bit.
They're waiting for that smoke to go down. I thought they'd swarm into connector and challenge the AWP potentially there, but they're being more patient than that. Still a chance to give this round up with the AK there.
Reading the fact that it is against pistols, oh, I was going to say something, and Rez has changed it. Playing the second arch of connector is better because it leaves the AK inside of the site where his teammates can still protect it. If he gets isolated, they can still take this gun from him. They'll certainly try to now. flamie's AK finds him in return, and now do they get the second gun or not? bumыч, he wants to be the one to go out. There's no one really watching it. They can't. So now they've got a real chance in this.
Oh,
aim punch.
Yeah, that's aim punch with no Kevlar. It's very difficult. As soon as a bullet touches your chest in any way, your crosshair goes up in the sky. So he has a nice idea, knew exactly where Get Right was, but taken down. And Plopsky, decent position for the next kill. Timing has eluded him, though. 20 seconds. Speaking of time, NIP look like they've got this one wrapped up unless Electronic can do something absolutely insane from the Palace position. That's not bad from flamie. Remember, Plopsky's are short. The timing's not working out once again from him, but still, 9 seconds. Surely there's no plan here.
I try for it, but the problem is that Plopsky,
they can't plan.
Turned it around, but there's no time, and Lekro knows it, backs away. They'll win the round with less players remaining than their opposition, but Plopsky's kill is the only one that matters. You're right. Good call. Electronic has picked up the AWP.
That was too close for comfort, right? That's an excellent attempt there. So you went in with 1 AK and deagles. You killed absolutely everyone apart from 1. You managed to get an AWP and AK still. That's not a bad round. It was close. Plopsky does save the day, denies the plan. We did know that potential was there. It was a desperate plan, but still, they've got a full buy here. So it's absolutely fine for Navi. There's no problem at all with that round. It's actually given them quite a strong chance here with the AWP. I don't think they would have had enough cash for that. So here we go then. A real strong chance to find map and series points. They don't have all the utility, but as they wait for aggression towards top and middle, it's a pretty standard setup here from NIP. Crowd seems to be behind them at this point. There's still a chance for the comeback. This is their map pick, CT-sided. But they have to hold on. They need to break the bank accounts once again, a few more times. Plopsky now starting to come to life. Great opening kill. Takes bumych and tags up Electronic as well, but Electronic spots an aid from Rez. He knows there's a chance he peeks this, and he's already passed the smoke. The Forest of the AWP down for now. Rez has to be cognizant of the fact there's a few players in that connector, and he's watching it like a hawk right now.
Simple's watching him too, though. If he extends out beyond the jungle to try and get a peek, he has to cross that sight line. And he knows it. He's confirmed it by throwing that nade, Simple, because he has to be there. Smokes him in instead because he can't wait forever. He needs to either force Rez out or contain him so his teammates walk out. He gets the kill in the end. They lose one in doing it, but it speeds up the play and gives them the access they want. So that smoke was actually a huge part of that plan. And it is still a 3-on-3. Speaking of smoke, Plopsky puts his own down, but that gives Zeus time.
Oh, no.
I said to plant the bomb. Lekro got him instead.
Okay, a chance now. NIP 2-on-2, Forest and Spawn, remember. Plopsky has been dropped. Forest, that's his own smoke in front. It will dissipate very shortly, and he's up against Simple and flamie. Lekro to rotate in through the vent. Still a chance here, but they have no utility.
Forest back up. Wanted to look deeper in the sight, saw Simple late, and he's gonna have to see Simple again in a one-on-one with two AWPs, as Simple's been in this position before, and Forest bests him.
It's by the skin of his teeth. He drops the NIP logo on the ground as well. It's a stylish finish from Forest, but he gets the defuse. Navi, that was so tantalizingly close. Simple with 3 kills in the round. It looked good. It looked strong. Simple definitely had the potential to close it out, but still plenty of time to do so. Forest has saved the day once again. What a crazy moment this was. So much potential for Simple to finish it off there. 2 absolute legends going at it toe-to-toe. This time Forest will be the one to come out on top.
Simple in the op around those triple blocks.
Oh, yeah.
That one was a little different. That one he had to go to battle. Forest keeps NIP very firmly in this, and that now is, no big deal, no sweat, whatever. That is now 3 in a row. Clawing back in slowly. Just to note as well, 2nd round in a row, although different player this time, as it was Plopsky through the arches. The one before, this time Lekro to deny that bomb plant. So they have the smokes covered off for CT, but they're getting caught out from Cat.
I think that was through the smoke as well. I think he just sprayed wildly from short, denied the plant. They saved the day, but they're going to have to keep replicating that. We said they had to break the bank a few times. They haven't quite got there yet. This is a strong partial buy from Navi with a B execution. They're going to have one player towards the A side of the map. That's flamie trying to find a pick with the deagle. If he gets it, that's going to cause a massive disruption to the defense of B. Lekro, he's actually been baited into dropping most of his utility before they've committed. So that's his smoke and his incendiary gone. But Rez in such a great position here. They're not going to be aware of it. That crossfire has proved to be very, very good indeed. But what a shot from Electronic. There's another player there. Surely he doesn't challenge that again. He wants the 2nd kill. Oh my goodness, he might be able to get it. Not going to happen. NIP back on their feet now. 9 rounds on the board. Zeus just looking for anything that might be remaining. Any scraps on the table. Doubts he'll be able to find anything though. There's going to be Plopsky to close things out. Double digits, once that comes through, that's when we start to have the conversation of the comeback and maybe a 3rd map. Navi will have the full buy here. It's just a Friday here. You can see we're absolutely ram-packed here in the Lanxess. It's going to get even crazier to tomorrow. Round 24 now. Kriegs, AKs around, no AWP for Simple. Can they get that big round, the series point? Simple seems to think so. He wanted to run into that A side, but the incendiary slows him right down. Puts the brakes on things for a moment. So a similar approach to what we saw from NIP. Bumych is Plopsky now, essentially. Flashbang over, they saw Get Right. flamie just trying to run him down.
Get Right sliding back out, though. Caught by Simple, but they confirm that they're already toward Tetris. Bumych has Lekro. Rez saves the day. That gives them Cat again, by the way, just to note. And look what happens. He gets Simple through the arches. That has become their nemesis of this game. That position, and Plopsky capitalizes because they get a little bit confused. they're starting to scramble, and Electronic has to get aggressive. He knows where Plopsky is and makes good on the kill. Smokes inside of the site because he wants to keep himself away from that arch. That's not the biggest issue. It does keep him some savage now. He's got some protection. He's got that smoke, and he can focus on CT. It's finally going to be an Navi series point for Navi.
That's a world-class play from Electronic. So calm, so aware as well. And it's exactly what we saw from NIP in that infamous round. Plopsky had his impact. It's boomish towards B this time. Got the kill required. It set them up for a 2 versus 1. And Electronic, one of the absolute superstars in CSGO in terms of riflers right now, he steps up and plays that round perfectly. The reposition and the awareness, he kept himself safe from the jungle and steps to position and focused on spawn, and it couldn't have worked out better for him. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Let go of the auto shotgun. Desert Eagles here and for masses to try and keep NIP alive here. Is there any magic left in the tank? We'll have to find out. Round 25 is where it could all come crashing down.
And as the master of tricks in his last one, is this Get Right's last round with the Ninjas? Simple moves back. Shot, speculation toward the window. Electronic gets underneath of it. They confirm that it is clear not only with the bullet, but with flames.
"45 seconds map. Water shotgun. Deagles, no utility, but Navi. It looks like the A pincer will be the final move. They've got really nothing themselves. They have one smoke and a flash. This would be brute force. And against CZs and Deagles and alike, it could all come crumbling down. The time are really running low here. Rez and his Deagle has been astonishing this tournament. Can he find anything more? Not this round. This could be it.
Get Right. He's in the open. His coverage gone. They lost to Arch. They lost Connector. They lost the front of the site. He did what he could to find one, and now he has to sit and watch. The last grain of sand through the hourglass, perhaps for him, is boomic. Holds off at the vents. Simple backs away. A smoke for Lekro. A smoke and a shotgun trying to close the distance, but Simple shuts him down before he can cross the gap, and Plopsky all to do. 37 HP. And time's run out. Navi are in to the semifinal versus Liquid 2 over NIP.
There it is, 16-9. It was a dominant performance from Navi, but an exciting series. Inferno had it all. Fantastic moments, great clutches, and just really toe-to-toe action. You can see what it means to get right, and what could happen after this, no one really knows, but it could be the last time we see him in an NIP jersey.
And he's a professional about it. He's holding it together, whether it's true or not. Whether they've evaluated and made other decisions or he stays on, we don't know. But if it is the last time we see him, he deserves every ovation this arena can give him. He has done everything for Counter-Strike, and he is a legend of our game. Either way, Navi move on. But thank you to Get Right, thank you to NIP, and hopefully Liquid are ready for the challenge, because Navi are bringing a far better team game than we've seen from them in the past.
We'll be hearing from your victors and likely your losers as well today. As the second quarterfinal does conclude, Navi, they do gracefully dance their way into the semi-finals. We do have that opportunity now. Let's jump in and get those interviews going.
Thank you very much, Alex. flamie is with me. 2-0, semi-final coming up. Talk me through how you think you guys played in that match.
We had good communication, we played amazing CS, and we won 2-0, so we're happy.
Liquid up next. Is there anything you fear about Liquid?
After our first match, we want to take revenge, that's it. And they're a very strong team, maybe the best in the world, but we will see who will win.
You say maybe the best in the world. Are they?
We will see.
But you guys, and I think it's forgotten a lot, you are the reigning champions at ESL 1 Cologne. Do you want to hold on to that title? And if so, how are you going to do it over the next 2 matches?
Of course, it's our goal to win the big tournament again, and it was like 1 year ago, so we want to make it happen again, and we will do our best to make it happen.
Well, flamie, it's great to talk to you. Your play in that match was amazing. Thank you very much. Through to the semi-finals tomorrow to play Liquid, but it would not be right for me. Thank you very much to flamie. It would not be right for me not to chat to a man who has graced this arena, this cathedral of Counter-Strike over the years, and not ask you, first off, let's talk about that match, not how you wanted it to go. Forget the match. Forget the match. It's done. It's dusted. Is this the last time we'll see you at the Lanxess?
Fuck no.
So you're not retiring? He says no, so I take it we're going to see you in Berlin at the Major.
Of course.
Will we see you in 2020?
We'll see after the Major.
Okay. What do you want to say to these fans, to the people over the 5 years that this tournament's happened here, to the people who've watched you over your career, which has been one of the best in Counter-Strike? No, one of the best in esports.
I'll just grab this, okay? I can't speak, like, a little bit quiet, please. I played, thank you. I played this game for 20 years. Lived and breathed this game for such a long time. It means the world to me to just be standing here. I can't really get out the words that I'm feeling right now, but I'm just super happy to be here still. I didn't know this would be so painful for me, but I'm just very happy that still people are supporting me, supporting NFP. And
I'll do the words for him. The man is a legend, whether we see him again in the Lanxess or not. Everyone here, on your feet, a standing ovation. Ladies and gentlemen, get right!
Some perspective for you all. The year is 2019, and an arena of 15,000 human beings have such a passion for a video game and someone that played that video game that they just received a standing ovation in an arena full of 61 different nationalities of fans. It's pretty breathtaking. It really is. Counter-Strike continues to impress, and Get Right, of course, is not the end for him. He made that clear. We will see him at the Major, so bear that one in mind. Introducing my panel, though, Duncan Thorin Shields and Jacob Pimp Vinicky. Guys, we painted the picture. We discussed the magic dust that ninjas do bring with them. Not enough today, and I don't think anyone's complaining about a Navi Liquid final, semi-final.
Certainly not. I mean, obviously, a matchup that this tournament itself has set forth as an undecided game. Like, one team thinks they should have won 2-0, the other one thinks it's hilarious they won 2-1 anyway. And they've had a million times matching up in the past. So, got the makings of a great game there. I think it actually just kind of shows that this match wasn't really about whether NiP was going to win this tournament or whatever. It was more about we just want to see this lineup one last time. We want to see Get Right play here one last time. It doesn't matter that he lost, really.
It really doesn't. I mean, the cyclical kind of open and close for him. I mean, I'll let you just quickly summarize, but Cologne is special to NIP and especially to Get Right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, as we mentioned, this was the home of where NiP won their one and only major, ESL 1 Cologne 2014. And plus, here's the thing. yeah, certainly there's the sentimentality. You're going to miss a player like that if he indeed does end up not playing for a top team. But in this, just because it was to be the fairy story doesn't mean you get to win the last game. In the same way as when he was coming up, I'm sure there was some legend he displaced, Heat and Potty, whoever it might have been, where they probably thought, why don't I get to win line last game? That's not the way this game works, I'm afraid.
And it's not the way the cookie crumbles.
No.
It is competitive Counter-Strike at its finest, and those that are the most competitive did prevail. Let's look at some of those competitive plays, though, as your Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power plays. You guys have to vote once again to let us know who you think deserves it. We do have your options. If you want to get involved, by the way, the hashtag is Game Fuel Power Play, and you can do that at ESL CS. The options, though, and I know that's what you care about. Let's take a look at your Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power plays.
The Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power plays.
Simple, of course, walked in with the pistol. I mean, he did start with a bang on Inferno. There's no doubt about it. Rez with his clean.
Yeah, after him.